Willard, good to see you, bud. Uh, I don't know how many's going to show up, if anybody. Uh, might want to get in a little air time before I went to bed, a couple hours. And I wasn't trying to step on Bonnie's toes or nobody else, so that's why I talked to her a little bit. Looks like Monogram's going on live. Monograph. I have to go pull him up and see how he's doing. Uh, anyway, I need to go talk to him and tell him thank you again for raiding me. I see four looking. Thank you. I don't know if I could, if mine's pulled up yet on my screen or not. It has a hard time showing me, so I don't know. 7 watching. Yeah, it pulled up this time. Anyway, it's good to see everybody that has showed up so far. Only one so far has. Sorry, give me a second, Will. And anybody else that's listening. All right. Red, thank you. Hey, Zoom. Jason, how you doing, bud? Well, I was on one channel, and, we all try to share times. And when I get off, somebody always comes to me all the time. And when I get off and was fixing to set up mine, I was still listening to them. They said something kind of odd. I don't know. I'm not going to dwell on it, but I'm just going to, I'll move on. Like I said, I don't hold grudges. I don't get upset. Brenda, how you doing? Stands alone. Yeah, it's a late night. Bonnie went on a little long. Matter of fact, she's still on, and which is fine. It is what it is. Everybody's got, it's YouTube. It's a big world. There's at any one given time, there's 4 million people on here. We can't make everybody happy, and the ones of us that are friends all throughout each other, we try to work together, but sometimes it doesn't work so well, and it is what it is. So yes, it is. Once again, late night with Captain Finger. Welcome and hello. Yes, Willard. I do know it's Frank. Frank Stein. Yeah. And sometimes you bounce in as Frank. Sometimes you bounce in as Willard. It's all good. I know who you are, bud. That's kind of like Zoom. He's also 208. So it's all good. I'm starting to get to know a lot of people by their names, and it's been fun. Robert Jameson. Hi, you're the one. Yeah, I think you subscribed to me today. If I'm not mistaken, I went and seen that. Thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody that comes over to watch me. I don't try to step on anybody's toes. I don't try to be something I'm not. But no, I just thank y'all. I just thank everybody. Canadian Patriot, hello. Yeah, if you could let me go look. I think you're probably about the only mod I got in here right now. So if you could help me out a little bit, if we need it, I'd appreciate it. Mike Smith, I was reading yours. Earthquakes in Northeast. Let me put my damn glasses on. Raw military aircraft was earlier. Interesting. Very interesting. All right, Red, I'll see what I can do. I'm going to. Damn it. Sorry, guys. Give me just a second. Got to contact one of my mods. They didn't have my number, so they need my number. So, Joyful, Camo, anybody I missed, I apologize. Mike Smith. Yeah, that's the one I read just a second ago. Yeah, Camo, good to see you. If somebody wants a link, ask me. I will drop it. I'm not going to volunteer it anymore. I'm trying to cut down on some of the people popping up without coming through the chat first. Hey, 1,000 Yard, how are you? I'm trying to cut down on some of the people who just want to bounce up and not be at least looked at, and try to block out some of the riffraff that's coming through. But anyway, if anybody wants to come up, just T Muckin, how you doing? There was one in here, Robert Jameson. If you got something you'd like to talk about, buddy, you just subscribe to me. I'll allow you up. If you want it, just say yes, and I'll drop a link, and it'll be for you only. Won't be anybody else. I ain't got a whole lot in here right now, so if you got something quick you want to say, we're all good. Remote, how you doing, buddy? Riff Raff right there. Yep. Remote, you want the link? I'll damn sure give you the link. That's for sure. Yep, that I would. Everybody's kind of going quiet now. Okay, Remote. That's fair enough. No, yeah, eating. Yeah, that's, boy, howdy, it's a little late to be eating. That's going to weigh heavy on you there, buddy. But hey, some people like that. Get a good full belly and go to sleep. Camo, do you want up? If you do, I'll drop you the link. I'm not begging anybody. I'm just trying to give options. People I know, or the new ones that come in, I'm trying to give everybody an option. Come up here, because there's nothing worse than screaming at a screen and can't get your message across. Makes it tough. So if you got a message, you want to put it out, shoot, get on up here. Alrighty. All right, Camo. Anything whatever you need to do, bud. Sorry, my phone's blowing up a little bit. All right. Okay. So anyway, guys, I apologize. Like I said, I didn't have a lot of content like normal. Just want to get up here and talk to all you fine people and say hello. How's my sister? I talked to her the other day. They bought a few more horses. And so she's been pretty busy cleaning stalls and walking them. She's got all them race horses now, and they're slowly filling their barn up. And it's getting quite interesting. So I asked her if she'd come up and we could talk about it. She'd give us a few new videos and some update on it. So she's going to try to figure out something. I think it'll be a lot of fun to have her back up. Hey, Joseph. Everything in the Beaver is pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good. As far as I know. I haven't heard any complaints yet. We haven't had a whole lot of disturbance. Ragnar Adventures, good to see you again. But yeah, so far everything's going pretty good. And I probably should have waited till Bonnie was done, but I didn't know how long she was going to go down. And I love Bonnie to death, and I'm not ever trying to step on her toes. But I wanted a couple little minutes, say hi and hello to everybody also, other than being on hers or Chuck's. And I was hoping Chuck would chime back in and pop over here. I like YouTube screwing with him a little bit, not letting him see true numbers. So it's kind of, he gets pissed off at him. And, he just don't want to talk to nobody when he's pissed off. And I don't blame him. Don't blame him a bit. Anyway, anybody got a topic they want to discuss this evening or anything interesting that come up they would like to visit about, just shoot it my way or pop up here or just tell me you want a link and I'll drop it for you. Joyful, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I wouldn't say I'm a tree hugger, like Greenpeace or something like that, but I do believe in lots of plants and lots of flourishment because it's natural. Hey, Benji. Like I said, I don't go out and research a whole lot anymore. I had my days of that, my year and a half of that. I see little bits and pieces, but I don't go out and search for the gloom and doom anymore. Yeah, Camo, you probably blend in pretty good. Yeah, Joseph, what kind of rim you looking for? I can probably come up with it overnight. I pretty much deal with scrap yards every day. Cars come in on brand new tires with the motors blowed up, rims out the wazoo, and we do a lot of salvaging and repurposing. So yeah, I come up with that crap all the time. Just let me know what you're looking for, and I'll see what I can do for you. Anywhere there's a scrap yard, that's always a good place to start. Most of them do save the good stuff, stuff worth salvaging. Joseph, don't count me out before you know. Yeah, Camo's in here. No, 208. I don't blame it either. I don't blame the church. $43. Wow. Now that is a little odd. Let me save that. I'll get with my brother, and I'm not saying that's going to be out of range either. Hey, Rabbit. Hey, Tennessee. Good to see y'all popping in here, bud. Just figure your imagination, remote. Willie D, how you doing, buddy? It was good visiting with you last night. I had a lot of fun. Uh, yeah, a lot of fun. Yeah, Rob told me you was pretty funny, and I'd have to agree with him. You're pretty cool. I like it. Willie, do you want the link? If you do, I will drop it for you. Anybody wants a link, just put yes in there, and I will drop it. Uh, Not for anybody, but for the people I do know. Oh, hey, remote. I just seen something, and I didn't realize. Hang on. I did not realize. What the hell? Hang on. Hang on. There you go, remote. I did not realize. I didn't have. I did not have you modded. Yep. Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't realize I didn't have you modded. I have to look over and look at my other screens and seen you looked a little naked on the blue side. You didn't have your Smurf suit on. I had to give you a Smurf suit. Anyway, sorry about that, guys. I'm still watching about 4 channels, just trying to see what all's going on. I was going to try to jump over to Monographs, tell him thank you again for giving me that love raid. He helped me out a bunch on my subscriptions and stuff, and it was all out of a kind gesture from a young man named Larry Schultz. That was very kind of him to do. I don't know why you're rolling on the floor, uh, Rabbit, but okay. All right, I'll do this. I'll go ahead and drop the link, so no one's having to beg for it. Yeah, I'm watching a bunch of them too. Okay, I dropped the link if anybody wants to pop up. Anyway, that way I'm not just talking to myself. Maybe I'll talk to somebody that's more interested in me. So that won't take much, that's for sure. Like I said, I designed this channel just to be part of the community, just part of a way for everybody to have their voice opinionated and say whether I agree with it or not. Doesn't make it wrong, doesn't make it right. Just means we may not agree, but I'm not going to cut you for that. Remote, yes, Larry Schultz. I guess he watched me a time or two and enjoyed what I did, and he requested it to Monograph. And we were thinking it was Common Sense first, but she says no, it wasn't me. And then Larry Schultz stood up and said it was him. So that was very kind of him, And I was going to try to return the favor, but anybody has to be a subscriber for his for 10 days before they can get on there in the chat. So that makes it a little tough to get on his. Now I've been there ever since he rated me, so I've been subscribed to him. So just catching him live's a pain in the butt. Well, I don't know about that, Spotted Rabbit. I don't know if I'm a. Matriarch, or like I said, just like to visit with people and have a good conversation. I'll drop the link again here in just a second. It's still there, visible for anybody that wants it. Jason, there's times you're very interesting, most of the time. So now I'm not interesting either. I just do it because I'm a glutton for punishment. Damn. Uh, yeah, anybody's welcome to come up. I'm not gonna. Hey, Liz, how are you, girl? It's wonderful to see you. Always a pleasure to see Liz. She is a sweetie. She ranks right up there with Bonnie. They're just sweet people. Yeah, great person. I better post that again. Well, that's good to hear, Liz. All right, I just posted it again. There's Jason. How you doing, bud? Can you hear me? I almost heard something. I thought. I can hear something. I can't hear you very loud if you are. It's really dense. Pop out and pop back in. Maybe that'll help. I've had to do that a couple times, Jason, in the last couple days. I don't know what's going on. Liz had the show go over on the other channel tonight. I didn't go watch it, but I thought I'd be courteous and ask. Did it go good? Hey, there's Rob. Hang on. Here's where the party starts.
How you doing, Shane?
I don't know. No one's told me. I ain't listening.
Oh shit! I gotta mute something
Here's
real
where the
quick.
party starts.
How you doing, Shane?
I don't know. No one's told me. I ain't
What
listening.
the hell? Oh shit! I gotta mute something
Here's
real
where the
quick.
party starts. YouTube.
There we go. Can you hear me?
I can hear you fine.
Good. Did you get me some ice, hon?
No, I forgot.
Alrighty then. Had a lot of fun on the other channel. Hope you weren't mad at me.
Oh no, not a bit. No, it was a great show. I just wanted a few minutes to, come say hi to some of the people that do come over to me and, get in just a hint of airtime. I've tried to keep mine around 2 hours, when I know somebody else is coming on. So everybody has a little bit of courtesy around the three, that we all stick together with. And so and then I heard something after I bounced I wasn't real impressed with, but hey, she'll be all right.
So, well, anyway, I'm not involved in that crap, am I?
Yep. Nope. Not a bit.
Anyway, I want to say 1,000 yard 308. Good to see you too. And Liz, Al Griswold, good to see you. Is her name Liz?
Yes, it's Liz. She is a sweetie.
Well, I'm gonna call her Liz in because good to see you, Liz. Remote, always good to see you.
Yeah,
I'm
when I addressed her at the other channel, I just put LG in there in caps. She knew
Yeah.
exactly what I was talking about.
right on, right on.
Yep. She's a sweetie.
I'll get you some waters.
Thank you, honey. Little sore tonight.
Oh,
Well, I'm all right. I'm just sore. I think it was a little bit of too much movement this afternoon. You know what I mean?
you probably was trying to lift some shit you shouldn't have been.
Not shush. My wife's in the house.
Well, that's the only reason to make you sore. So I'm pretty sure she figured it out long before I said something.
But I was thinking she was in bed or going there, and now she's here
Now
now.
you're asking for ice and water.
Hey, I love you.
Give me that.
Put another log on the fire.
You wanted a witness.
If you don't want to, oh, God, Willie D, that's funny. Remote, it's good to see you. I am gonna just tell you all I am retired. We're in the process right now of leaving the joint. I had an offer on here a while back and I took it. Is that fair enough?
Hey, you got to do what you got to do. You're a grown ass man, and everybody says stay where you're at, keep the fight, but they're not down there fighting it with you. They have no room to judge what you do. You do what you got to do, and you survive because you've had enough loss. I think you should just do what the hell makes you happy. You're a grown ass man, and you do what you got to.
Absolutely.
And I ain't going to tell you what to do. I can give you suggestions all day long, but I'm just like another butthole. We all got them. You do what you got to do.
But I just wanted to make sure that I'm remote new. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Hang on, Jason. Hello. Hang on just a second, guys. I got to mute for just a second.
You guys got any feedback or anything?
Nope.
Okay, just checking.
How you doing? Now I forgot your name, but 208. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good.
Glad to hear it. Good to hear it. And right on. Is your name Jason?
Yep.
Good. Then I didn't mess it up too bad.
No, it's all good.
Good.
I
deal.
actually go by Zoom. That's what everybody calls me.
No, not all of us. Some of us call him other things.
I bet. Which is good. Call me what you want. I don't care. I got called.
Oh, yeah, that's the way.
I got called all kinds of stuff the other night. I was not here, but other places.
Oh yeah.
I love it. I just love trolls.
Oh yeah. Son. Hey, there he is.
Hey,
Hey,
guys.
Remote.
Good to see
Sorry.
you, brothers. Love you.
Gorilla. What's a gorilla?
Yeah, Gorilla Pran, that's my backup channel. Do you mind if I ask people to sub to that? Because I'm trying to get it up to 500 so I can.
I don't care. Go for it.
I'll put it
Go
in.
right
Drop,
ahead.
drop your damn link. You're
Thanks, bud.
modded, aren't you? Yeah,
Put-
you're
put
modded
it-
now.
Put
Oh,
it
yeah.
in private. Hey, remote. Put it in private chat too, so I can grab it.
Roger Wilco. Good to see you, Jason.
Good to see you too.
Anyway. So how you been, Remote?
Oh, kind of tired today, but I saw you guys on and I thought I'd come up and say hi because I haven't seen you for a few days. I've been struggling a bit with my energy level the last while, but I'm plugging away, doing the best I can. A lot on the go too, and then I'm not sleeping as much as I probably should. I've been staying up too late, and then people are on my phone's been going nuts, like early in the morning, 7:00 every day, and it's like, But I've got several insurance claims in because I got nailed by hail a couple months back, and it's just been a constant battle on the phone.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it gets very complicated in a hurry.
Yeah, it's craziness, and then you're doing all their work for them. It's like, so why did I buy insurance?
Yeah. Oh yeah. They used to come to your house and value shit. Now they expect you to bring all the information, and then they go buy a book.
Yeah.
Hello. That's
Yeah,
not
they
how
wanted
that
me to. They wanted me to take my truck to someplace an hour away so they could check it for hail damage. I'm like, don't you guys have the equipment? Don't you have trucks that come out? Yeah, well, they're really busy. I said,
Well,
well, I'll wait. Yeah.
yeah, that's it.
Sitting down here and I was loading everything up today. So for the next week, well, tomorrow we're gonna have a really big shindig down here and celebrate the fact that we're done here. And I wasn't able to. I'm not able. You're on at 2:30 my time normally. You know what I mean? Canadian or not?
Remote. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's hard for me to get over there. I usually watch the rerun. You know what
It's
I
a
mean?
bit early for you, bud.
Well, it won't be now that I'm retiring, but I'm trying to get moved. You know what I mean? And before that, I was trying to help, and I decided I'll be straight with you, right? We all quit on Monday.
Oh, really?
Even when the boss quits, at the same time as all the
We all
hands.
quit on Monday.
So
And-
there's my backup in private chat, and I'm just going to put it in the other chat here too. So
Perfect.
I'd appreciate you lifting up that channel just so we got a backup in case something should happen. Because I'm pushing the envelope a little bit more all the time, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, we know.
It's all right.
And I know a lot of people here know Remote, and the people that don't know Remote need to get to know Remote. He's a great guy. Heart of gold, and been a godsend to me. I'll tell you that right now. A
I
lot of the
appreciate
days
that.
when I was going out, I drew courage and more courage by watching what he said and did. And you couldn't have a better friend than Remote, just so you know that. And I mean that from my heart.
Amen, Rob. I love you, brother.
I love
I've
you
been
too.
around. I've been around remote for what's it been, a year and a half now?
Well, I think it might be even a little longer, Shane.
I know it's been since prepping days.
Yeah, a couple of
Before-
years anyway,
before-
I think. Yep.
Yeah, before LW even started.
Yep, that's right.
That's when I met you. I met you on prepping. I met a lot of great people over on prepping. Great, great. He was one of the biggest shows that I found on the YouTube stage
Mhm.
at the time when I was just goofing off, looking at all the information and digging for crap. He was freaking huge.
Well, he was one of the leaders in that whole prepper movement online.
Yes. He had all the preppers coming to him, and he didn't know half of it, but just the way he presented it, they all flocked over there and give their information too, and that's what made it such a success.
Well, he was interested in looking into things, and that was half the fun. Was all of us trying to learn things together and digging and getting going.
Oh, absolutely.
Sharing knowledge is crucial.
What
Yep,
Jason
yep.
said.
Yep, Jason's got a few key words that's pretty cool too. So I listen to him too. Rob is full of information, and the people I've got that I associate with all I can, I enjoy every minute of it with them because I'm learning something. Even though I talk a lot of blah 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 out my mouth, but I'm listening to what they say too. Yes, Joseph, I did hear from JB last night, I do believe. And that ain't Joe Biden. Don't go there. But yes,
Are
I
you
heard from Jeff. Yeah, I know. Well, it might have been. But no, it was Jeff B. And
That's good because I
he
didn't
jumped
want
in the
to
chat and said a few things, but nothing major.
I've seen Jeff in a few chats, but I haven't had a chance to converse with him for quite a while, actually.
Yeah, you haven't talked to him a lot since we was all on LWN.
Exactly.
Yep, it's been a day or three.
He chimes
Before
in
that,
over at Roberts once in a while.
Yeah. He pops in mine occasionally. When I do an earlier show, this late he won't. Well, I was just trying to squeeze in a couple hours tonight just to get some airtime in. And I called.
Jay.
Sorry, Jason, go ahead, bud.
Oh, I was just saying hi to Lily J. Said
Oh, yeah,
hi to me in chat. So
Yeah, Lily J and T Girl.
Hey, Lily, T Girl, love you both, ladies. Great girls.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We actually, all our kind of internet family has a lot of the similar people coming. We've really grown an amazing family, folks.
Well, yeah, and friends, and
Yeah.
even if it ain't friends and family, it's a gathering that is worth appreciating.
Yeah. Loving and thoughtful and caring, and none of this drama garbage.
Oh yeah, I try to avoid that. What was you going to say, Rob?
It's a great community that we're involved in. You know what I mean? And
Absolutely.
we sit here and we talk to each other and we get to know one another and we grow together.
Yes.
When we grow together and we learn the things that we learn, and we actually talk to one another, and that's key. See, what they're trying to do is stifle our communication, so they kill our communication, right? So we won't talk to one another. They want to censor us and crap like that. But as we get going and we go to the channels that we go to in our community, and we have the ability to not be so censored, to get to know one another, build a bond, right, and grow together. And there's a lot of people here that have a lot of information, and the information that they're giving is good information.
Oh, absolutely.
And when you go to Shane's channel, that's just kind of let your hair down and be who you want, whatever, right? And I also have to say, Lily J, and I don't know if I said hi to Liz already, and I got to say hi to T Muck and Fleabag, because I was reading, and that's another farmer. And so, but as we grow together, right, and then you go to Remote's channel, and he kind of brings everything kind of really close together. Teaches you about a lot of things. He does scripture every day, reads from the book. And all this brings us together even closer, because in the Bible it says a house divided can't stand.
Amen.
And we have to become the undivided house that can stand. And that's what makes this channel and all the other channels unique.
Because everybody brings a little piece of it. That's correct.
Amen.
And things are going to get tougher here. So this is going to be more and more important that we are a cohesive unit.
Amen.
Well,
amen.
And that is no doubt about that. Yeah. Now, like I said, I enjoy every minute of everybody's talks. I love it over at Bonnie's channel. I love it over at Chuck's channel.
We ripped you today, Shane.
I know. I heard.
Me and Willie D kind of.
Oh, you two did. Yeah, where'd Willie D go? He was in here.
He still is. He's working right now.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Willie D.
Mother Grabbits is making funny of the monkey in the room.
Yeah. And I wanted to say hi to T Girl too, because I didn't say hi to her. So there we go.
Yeah, love T Girl and Lily.
Yeah, I just seen it. I still got Bonnie's up. Trust me, guys. Just because I left hers and started mine doesn't mean I don't care for Bonnie.
Everybody knows you care for Bonnie.
Yep.
Yeah, there's times I think that she don't know, or she feels different, but because I'm a different guy, I'm not something she's used to. But I wanted to get a little bit of time in so I could visit with some of the people that don't go there, you know. Oh, and and it's one of those deals. Yeah, part of it is I need to keep my airtime up too. You know, I've got to, or I'm going to, if I don't go on for 3 or 4 days, love Gigi to death. But, when you go on 1 or 2 days every couple of weeks, it's hard to keep your, anything going that's consistent.
Without it getting stale.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Bingo. And I was trying to say that without being rude, and I just didn't know how to say it. So thank you, Remote.
You're welcome.
Shane, I got to throw this at you real quick.
Okay, throw it at me, bud.
Cindy Fuller Stevens just said, Shane, I think you might have a YouTube addiction. Really, you just wrote down, he's here, present, and accounted for. And you got to understand, we're all here for you, man. So We're doing a YouTube intervention for you.
That's
Well,
right.
Cindy Fuller Stevens, you're right. But I want to correct you on one thing. I don't have a YouTube addiction. I have talking to great people addiction. I
There you go.
love great people.
And then
Amen.
Cindy Fuller Stevens, she's not online 24/7 on YouTube either. Just saying.
Oh, I know it. I know it. But she's always in every channel I'm in. She's a
Yep.
great follower of everybody I'm involved with and I'm around. So yeah, no, she's a blessing too. She's always been sweet, kind.
Yeah.
Liz Griswold and Red had to go to bed. She was tired, but Liz Griswold that lady is a trooper.
Yep.
She
As
is.
far as Grizzlies go, she's one of the finest.
Oh my God, yes.
Oh, KN in the house. Good to see you too.
Cindy, Shane, if that's your addiction, what's mine? Probably the same as mine, Cindy, because you're always there too. Hello, that's the pot calling the kettle black, right?
You think?
Willie D.
Really D.
he got a little break. Said, "Amen." I don't know if he just prayed or he thought I just did a sermon. I don't know which.
Oh, I'm pretty sure he didn't think you did a sermon.
Well, I know that's probably right.
Stan's
Yeah,
alone. Good to see you.
I'm gonna drop the link again in case he's got a few minutes. He can pop out here and will remote if you don't know Willie D.
I know Willie.
Yeah, he is
Comes into my show too.
good. Yeah, he come into mine last night for the first time. We stayed background. He is a hoot.
Willie
And
D.
he's over at Roberts too. Yep.
Oh yeah. Cindy, Shane, you got me.
I wish I'd caught Willie live because that would have been neat. I've never seen him on before. That's cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And he was right in the middle of business, so you have to go do a few things and he'd come back and visit a minute. And yeah, he's giving Rob a razz of crap last night.
We're
Well,
from
good.
the same area.
Yeah,
Oh,
y'all
okay.
grew up together, didn't you?
Well, we grew up in about the same time frame. He's a little younger than me.
Okay.
That's interesting.
And anyway,
They
he's a
weren't
good
very
guy.
far apart either.
Oh no, I probably lived. Well, he lived in St. James, so I was probably about an hour and a half away from where he was. But I'd gone to St. James a lot. You know what I mean?
It's always kind of nice to hook up with an internet friend like for me and Cage becoming buddies and meeting and actually doing stuff in the physical together. That's been a real blessing for me to go out to his farm and do stuff together. And my dog and cat just love it out there.
Oh, absolutely.
Right on. Right on. I gotta Stan's alone. Thank you so much. I'll get into those emails probably tomorrow because after I get off of here, I'm going to bed. And finding Keno,
Hey,
good
Keno.
to see you, brother. Good to see you.
Yeah, finding Keno. Hello.
Love you, Keno.
I see him at a lot of places I go. I don't know the person personally, but seems like a very good person.
Very.
The dude can drop links like 2 seconds after you ask. Guy is a monster.
Great
Really?
mod.
Great mod.
Well, let me see if I can fix this.
Fix what?
That's-
He's already a mod.
He's already a mod.
Okay. Yep. You all are correct.
He's such a
Gotta
good
go.
mod. You didn't even have to mod him.
See?
He modded himself.
That's right.
Osmosis.
Yeah, he modded himself. Now that's a good mod when you can mod
There you
yourself. That's good.
There you go.
No,
Shane,
yeah,
I'll
I
tell you
went and
what I
looked.
did. Shane, I'll tell
Okay.
you what I did today, right?
Get her did.
I got on my horse, right, my mare. And
Okay.
I went maybe on about a 2-mile ride, right?
Nice gentle one, right?
No, because at the end of it, she got spooked.
Uh-oh.
So I rode it out, you know what I mean?
Right?
So then when I came home, I was walking around and I was not trying to tell my wife or show anything. And then you're like, she already knows. I'm like, no, she don't.
Yeah, she does. She ain't no dummy.
He's again, dude. But I'm kind of not going to be riding anytime soon after this one.
What spooked her?
I don't know.
She just felt something she wasn't comfortable with.
That's pretty much it. I have no clue. You know what I mean? I didn't see anything, but
And you stayed on your property, correct?
oh yeah, we were only on our property.
Okay.
No, I
Can
wasn't
I
riding
address-
it.
Can I address Concerned Patriot Ask and Chat Remote? Have you heard anything about the government killing fish in New Brunswick today? Yes, I read an article about that about a half hour ago. And there's some really fishy things going on here, folks. There's government officials going around in pairs around to farms that have, watering holes or dugouts or anything like that, saying, oh, they're testing the water. And then 2 days later, testing positive for anthrax. And then we hear about they're poisoning fish in Nova Scotia. We got some real serious shit going on up here, folks. And if anybody doesn't think you're not at war, you're wrong. You're sorely mistaken.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
I stay up on the Canadian news because I got a lot of friends that live up in BC.
Yep.
And there is some funny, weird stuff going on remote. I can't do nothing about it. I'm down here in the States. I'm 3 hours from the Canadian border.
Yep.
I'm fairly close, but I can't cross it.
Correct.
I hear you. I think we're real close to being like incommunicado and the poop going down here. I think, for one, the CCPPs have been here for a while, and they're shutting down on our comms. They're censoring us, and I think it's coming here real quick because Turtle sold us out, man.
Yeah. You mean dildo? I mean Trudeau.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
The same one.
Yeah.
Just depends on where you're at.
And the shit that's up here was getting real screwy too. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I'd like
Don't
to
let anybody on your land. Don't let anybody on your land. You guys are a little better because you got castle law and trespassing laws. Here, we're not allowed to protect our property. We're not allowed to do things like that. So you guys are a little better off, but they're coming for us hard, man.
They are coming for you hard.
What
They're
I'm
coming
worried
for
about,
everybody hard.
what I'm kind of worried about, and I've kind of stated this before. You know what I mean? I'm worried about the meat that is being produced. I'm worried about pretty much the lack thereof, and I'm really worried about the crop this year. You know what I mean? Not like worried, like petrified, but it looks like we're only going to get about 40% what we had last year.
Yep.
And this year we're eating on the food from last year. So we've got to be kind of taking some of that stuff kind of serious. And I'm worried about the corporate buyouts of ranches down here. We got corporations buying. And we got a few Arizonans that are buying. The guy that bought from me was an Arizonan from day one, and his family has been here forever. You know what I mean?
How much does Bill Gates own down there?
Right now he's coming after him, but not too many have sold yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that'll come soon, won't it, Rob?
Yeah.
I think in the next 6 months, I think that if you really want to hear what I think they're trying to break the ranchers at the border.
Yeah.
Like I had an established herd, right?
Yeah.
So mine was certified, and you know what I mean, a certified herd, and they don't want to certify them. They want to have control of it. But see, the other thing that happened that's been happening and people aren't paying attention to, and they should, is corporations are buying up a lot of rental properties and trailer courts and stuff like that to control our housing, and they're going to be able to really, really jack prices, and they're going to take the small people out.
Let me
It's
ask you
all
a
going to be
question.
a corporate game. What?
Let me ask you a question. Now, hear me out. What's the best way to take over somebody's property? You send in the opposition. You take out their herds, you take out their livelihood. They have nothing left to make the payment or whatever they need to make for their living. And then they come in and offer you a stupid amount of money, and you're going, to hell with it. I'm done. These people are killing everything I have. And people run. And I'm saying it's a good thing or a bad thing. All I'm saying is that is the game. And I'm not a big fan of it. Now, what you are doing, I'm totally behind whatever you decide to do, Rob. That thing on the border is not going to get any better for a long time. You have had enough loss. You do your thing. You do what you feel's right in your heart and in your wife's heart. And y'all make a decision, do what you got to do. You, from what I hear, you have made a couple of wise decisions instead of selling out to a piece of dirt.
I wouldn't have. You know what
I know you wouldn't. I know it. No, you'd sit there and starve to death before you ever sold to that.
I'm not
piece of
giving
crap.
an inch.
No, I knew that. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because you
In some
understand what I'm
ways-
saying.
In some ways, Rob, I almost wonder if it's better. I'm seriously consider selling my house so that all I got is my little piece of land and maybe another little piece somewhere that's bought and paid for. And so nobody can come for it. No banker can come for it. And if they do, I'm going to stand my ground on that. Just saying.
Well, you
I'll
have
tell
to.
you something, right? I would tell anybody this: you never go wrong buying dirt. And if you own the dirt, it's your dirt.
Well, and they don't make any more of it.
No, they're not making any more, but I've heard that all my whole life. But
Yep. They don't make any more of it.
when you sit down here, right, and you want to, we all need to make a living. I understand that. You know what I mean? But you got to be wise in what you do. You know, you have to be really wise on what you're doing. And right now, you got to pay attention to what's going on around you. You know, when Remote said we're in a war, we are. But we also have a war that where it's kind of like a spiritual thing where they're using every method they can to divide us. You know, and they are, and then they want to take away all of our freedoms. They want to say you can't talk to one another, and if you talk about something, you can't say this, can't say that. Now, in our country, we have freedoms, and we have to find a way to exercise them. You have to be able to come up with a game plan for yourself. Remember the communities that you're in and work with your community if you can, right?
Yep.
And try to build little by slowly. And you need to pray. I mean, a lot of people say, well, why you pray? Because if we lose God, we've lost it all. And,
That's right.
And if we want to get ahead in life and stay through the storm, right? We gotta stand together, united, and we gotta pray together. We gotta think together. We gotta build great communities. We have to, right now, hold our ground.
The good Lord told us if we turn from our sins and pray, He would heal our land.
Yep. I got to address two things in the chat. No, I'm not jacking with anybody out there. Tigger, I never pulled it. You either looked at the wrong person, but I went and looked. You're still wrenched. No, I'm not. Somebody said
She wasn't seeing things though. Somebody is messing with your channel because I saw it happen. Her wrench disappeared, and then she said something about it, and it was back. Somebody is hacking.
And in between that time, I looked and it was still there. I'm like, what the hell is people talking about?
It was a flash. And it
I think
happened
it was
to be
just a
about
glitch.
that same time that person that was in that Liz just hid. About the same time.
Cindy, I wouldn't mind wrenching you. Will you help? I mean, here's the issue I have when I wrench a lot of people. A lot of people come in here and drop a lot of other people's links that's on right at this moment, the same time I am, and then they disappear and go somewhere else. They're here for 5-10 minutes and they leave.
Yeah.
I'm not asking anybody to since it's donated time, I'm not asking anybody to be 1,000,000% totally into me. No. But if you're here, if you'll help out, that's all I ask.
Yeah, Liz said that's who I sniped last night. He is hacking, and it was just when he was in here. Absolutely. So yeah,
You're talking about that one that was 9.
yeah, he
Yep.
shall go unnamed. He doesn't deserve our breath. But the last one that Liz kicked, if you go up just a little bit, you'll see who.
There's another one.
Because I could use some help. I'm not saying I don't need help, 'cause I do. I ain't got time to be over there and doing this and keeping the panel and the chat interested. I ain't got time to be goofing around over there. I got, I don't know, 5 screens open, 3 screens. Yeah, 3 screens now. So yeah. I'm not trying to be mean to anybody, but I don't want to give people a bunch of wrenches and then they just come over because they have a wrench.
Well, you got to be very careful too.
Oh, absolutely, because I've had a few wrenches try to hose me a time or two, and I had to go pull the wrenches. And I don't
Well,
know
and it might be somebody you think you trust that somebody's come in and impersonated too. So yeah, I had that happen.
I'm going to drop the link again because I don't know what happened to Rob. His phone must have went. He used it as a hotspot, so his phone must have went a little dinky on him again. So
Well, Rob needs the link.
Send me a link.
yeah. He just said it as I said it. So Rob, it's right below your comment. I already said I'm sending you a link. I figured your phone dropped you. Tamsack done. I don't know what Tamsack is. N23. Miso to all. I'm not comprehending your language or what you're talking about, but I guess hello if you're a friendly. If you're not, you'll be friendly or escorted out. But thank you. Be nice to the chat. Be nice to the panel. That's all I ask.
Yep.
You can have a difference of opinion with anybody in here. Just don't start a stink. Just say, hey, I don't agree, but okay. And you say your part. Cindy, I know you won't, hon.
Yeah.
You'll be fine.
No, she's a good egg, and yes, Canadian Patriot. That person has come in before, well, under many names, and is a shit disturber. So yeah, just it's not easy being a mod, and we just gotta be thankful for all the mods here, and we got some great ones like Liz and other folks that are just really diligent and help keep these places safe.
I want to tell you, in between Liz and Tracy,
yeah.
And
Tracy. Red.
Yeah. In between them 3 and even Bonnie, in between them, they are some of the, if they're not on panel, they are spot on. They are
Shift
right.
Kicker.
Oh yeah. Shift is one. And I think Shift got booted from me and I can't find her. And I went and looked at all my, from me, blocked people, and I can't see where she's been blocked. I don't know what the hell happened with her. And I went.
Well, that's like me and Red. I can't see Red ever. I don't know why.
Yeah,
love her to death. She's a sweetheart.
Oh my God! And I want to tell you, every time she has an issue, she don't bring it up in chat. She texts me personally, and she says, "Shane, can you look for this and see what you think?" And she'll give me a screenshot or whatever I need to look for. And she's real polite about it. She's been since Bonnie's got her thing going on, I can't ask Bonnie to do it all the time. And Red, she stepped up and enjoyed it. And I asked her if she wanted to. So I put her head mod. She's a blessing in disguise. I never knew me and Red would be this close and this good of friends.
Benjamin Gandari said, I have a Phillips screwdriver. Does that count? And you also have a coffee maker, and I could use a freshie.
Rob, good to see you back. Your phone must have kicked your butt off.
Well, my phone, what happens with my computer on this one?
Uh-huh.
I have the, it all of a sudden doesn't want to tether from the phone. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so I just changed the phones out because I got tired of that one anyway. You know what I mean?
We got like 8 of them laying there beside you. Hell, you're good.
I think I'm all right.
Yeah, I think you're okay.
Actually, I only got 4 right now.
Yeah, ask Benjamin for a coffee. He gives you a smorgasbord.
No, yeah, I've
Right
seen that.
on. A Faye.
Oh, what the hell?
That's right.
Spotted Rabbit's giving us a hot dog, or I can't tell what the hell that is. Maybe it's a foamed over shit. I don't know what it is.
I sat down here today and I was thinking about tomorrow and the next day we're gonna be hooplying a little bit, but I think I still will try to catch up at night. What I was trying to explain to Remote is a lot of times in the afternoon I'm real busy and it's hard for me to get to your show all the time. But I wanted to let you know that I do watch it and I really do enjoy it and people really, if you want to get some positivity and some good, just good people. I mean, go to Remote's. I mean it, because he woke me up on a lot of things, and I read the Bible more because of him.
I want to tell you, I go over and watch, but I don't interact. I just sit back and lurk and listen because I don't want to get up there and be all emotional. So I just sit back and listen. And that's the biggest thing I can do, because then I can't wrap my lips around my ears to where I can't hear. I keep my damn mouth shut and I listen. And that's the
You got a
biggest.
good crew in there too.
Oh yeah,
Was that
absolutely.
aimed at me, Shane?
No, that was aimed at me.
But yeah, no, I just want to do a kudos and let you know that I do pay attention, and I thought that might be important to tell you because I haven't been in your room in a while. But I'm not. If I'm not here, I can't really be there, and I'm not going to try to text it on my phone. It's just too damn hard for me. You know what I mean?
I don't even know how people can stand that. Personally, I got my big screen here for watching. I couldn't do it on a little cell phone. I don't have a cell phone. I don't even want one, but I couldn't do that. So
I was going to say, you don't even own one.
nope.
Because I always call you on your own phone.
The good Lord said that we will have the mark in the right hand and the forehead. Well, we got the cell phone and they're giving us that thing and it's going into our forehead, folks.
Pineal gland.
Yep.
It's calciumed up. Apricot nectar will help uncalciumate that and make your brain start working so much better.
Hey,
You
good
try
night,
it.
1,000 sweet dreams.
All right, 1,000.
1,000.
Yep. Have a good one, bud. Thank you for stopping by.
And I sat down here and I've had a really good time tonight too, and I'm kind of got much for my mouth right now, but
It's all good.
I had a lot of fun tonight, and I've been real busy, and I'm gonna be a little busy a little bit next week. But I think if we roll this stuff as fast as we can, I think we can be out in a month. You know what I mean?
Oh, you'll probably be out sooner than that if you can put a finger on where you're going and sign your signature. You can probably go ahead and take early possession and go do it. And then you can wait the rest of it out and you have time to go ahead and finish. And by the time everything's signed, now you're done all at once. Boom. Done and over.
One of the biggest problems I have right now is I can't leave until I get the horses gone.
Yeah. And I thought you said next week.
Yeah, Thursday.
Yep.
And
Yes, that is nice, Remote. I've seen that before. I love that. That's what
Spotted
they
was asking for it.
Yeah, that's like a tree saw.
Yeah.
But yet, yep.
It could have multi-purposes, just saying.
Yes, it can. But that's the official name. I just wanted to leave it there. I didn't want to bring up, bone saw or something like that.
Yeah.
What brand is it?
He told us the last time. I can't remember.
It is a silky big boy.
Okay, my kids will be very interested in that.
Those are awesome. I got a couple goodies. I I really like this little bayonet because it's not the full size, and it kind of fits on the hip. Nice.
Now, is
Very
that
nice,
Damascus? Wait a minute. Is that Damascus or painted?
No, it's just because it's got plastic on it because there's oil under there, and I want to keep that.
Okay,
keep it
so it's still in the
not
Cosmoline.
rusting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still in the Cosmoline. Okay.
Yeah.
I was going to say that almost looked like it was Damascus the way the striads were.
Yeah.
And if anybody knows what Damascus is, they know that's some of the toughest steel ever made.
That's beautiful looking steel too, and then a good old bayonet or sword with a D handle is always nice. Just saying.
I've got a bunch of domestic blades that I've had them for years.
I want to tell you, the Damascus is some of the toughest metal. And, you know, they'll take cable and twist it and weld it and twist it and weld it and make it one. And then they'll pound that shit flat. I want to tell you what, you put a blade on that, once you get it razor sharp, it'll hold that edge forever. Because, you know, a lot of knives, you get them razor sharp, and that edge will fold over.
Real
But
quick.
this won't. Yeah, but this Damascus won't because it's got so many different ways this metal's laying. It may have a little piece of the layover, but the rest of it's still razor sharp. And it'll go years before you even have to even try to sharpen it. They're some of the toughest blades I've ever run across.
Yeah, it's the tempering in it too.
Oh, absolutely. It's all the different layers of heat tempering and welds, all that, all combined. Yeah. It's
and a visual beauty, Damascus. Like the grain in it is wonderful to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I would go pull mine out, but that's in the safe in my room. You know what I mean? My wife's in bed. But
yeah, that would not be safe to pull that out.
well, she
Don't
might
whip
use it
that out.
her up. Anyway, I got dressed for Cindy. Yeah, I'm gonna be real careful on everything I do right now. Right now, I'm just trying to catch my breath. Right on. Those are throwers, aren't they?
Yep.
They are. I got 3 of them in here. I'm still working on that. That's a real art to get used to, but it's kind of fun.
I don't know if you've seen my thrower the other night.
No.
I want to tell you, Remote, quit focusing so much on what you're doing. Let it come natural. I want to tell you, I throw throwing stars, I throw throwing knives, and the more I fought trying to control it, the less accurate I was.
That's really true. Yeah,
it is very true.
Well, those are nice little ones, and that's it. Oh, is that like? Is that steel?
That's a KRT.
Okay, yeah, but it's
that's military issue. That's military issue.
Okay.
It's high grade. You're not going to break it.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Yeah. A lot of
That's
people know military issue, and when he showed that, I'm thinking, yeah, that's military issue, and why he's got it. That's going to be a question I will never ask because that is military grade.
Well, I got a lot of knives, but that wasn't a brag. That's just my thrower. I throw them all the time.
Yeah, and it's not a technique. It's not nothing. It's just all in. If you know a knife, you know the weights, the front and the back. You don't have to know the exact, but you have to know how it's weighted. You'll know how to throw it, whether it's by the handle first or by the blade first.
But there's a technique to it. Make no mistake about it.
There is a little bit of technique, but the more you focus on it, like I said, when I was throwing them, the more I focused, the worse I got. And
the best way to learn to throw anything is start out with playing cards, and if you can get them to fly and cut through air nice, that's really the physics of throwing anything.
It's the same, it's the same way all the way through. Same way with a tomahawk or an axe. It's all the same.
Okay, now I don't throw tomahawks or axes.
Yeah,
I hope I only have to do it once.
I'd probably hit myself.
Well, it's hard on them too. I want my axe for cutting wood. I don't need a broken handle. You know.
Me too. But if the shit really did hit the fan, I'm ready for. I can go survive. You know what I mean?
Hello. How are you?
Oh wow, we got New York, we got North Carolina Deb. I'm so glad to see her. We haven't seen her in a few days.
Yeah, she was up here the day and a half ago. So
She
yeah,
was in my chat today.
yeah, she's a nice person.
She's lovely.
She's a great person, and she's not feeling well, so I'll put her on my prayer list too. I'll pray for her tonight.
We prayed for her today on my channel, but the more prayers, the merrier. Just saying.
Amen, brother.
No one can get enough prayers, even if you're completely healthy.
Amen.
Not right now.
Yeah, and right
Dude.
now, yeah, it's been crazy, hasn't it, Jason?
Crazy.
No style, Kyle. Hello. Good to see you.
If you got no style, that means you're casual.
Amen. You don't get much more casual than me in the evening. I throw on my tank top and call it a day.
That's your formal wear, isn't it, Rob?
Yeah,
This
that's
is
his,
my formal wear, formally at home and off work.
That's right.
and he don't matter if he's going out to eat. That's what he's wearing. That's formal.
Yeah, I know. It makes my wife mad every time too.
That's your going to town shirt and you're going to town car.
She
Yeah.
says you dress better when you get up in the morning and go to work.
You got to have protection from the sun. After that, the sun goes down. You don't need no protection.
Yeah, cotton shirts all day long, you know. Really good at throwing shit around.
Yeah.
You, Willie D, I really do. I kind of know you. You know what I mean?
Willie D, hello. Search and Destiny, hello. Some new names. I'm not going to complain. Welcome. Like I said, everybody's welcome till they're not. Made you have to screw up pretty bad to become not welcome.
Until they stepped over the line.
Right on.
And that's it. I've even got some old arch enemies that come in my
Yeah.
channel occasionally. And you know what? I don't throw them out. As long as they don't step out of line, I'm not going to throw them out. Because what happened on another channel, what happens on mine, doesn't mean I have to hate you because of what happened somewhere else. That doesn't
Well, and
make
everybody deserves another chance.
Oh, absolutely. I hear a lot of these people going one and done. They don't put up with any crap. But I want to tell you something. One on yours and done. Okay. Might be different than over here. They may have a whole different attitude. Or over there on yours, they may have a whole different attitude.
Well, and maybe depending a little bit of what the one was. But other than that, I agree. People deserve a second chance.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Now, if you're just in there to be a shit starter everywhere you go, no. There's no tolerance for that horse shit.
I agree.
None.
Yeah, and I think on the other token on that, I'm gonna add a little bit. All right, that's what's cool about building a good community where we all can talk amongst each other's, right? So a lot of stuff that happens, we try to keep things positive. You know what I mean?
Right.
And during the time that we're actually in, we have to keep positive.
Yep.
I mean, there's
Oh,
too
yeah.
much negativity out there, and there's too many people trying to go after good people when there's plenty of other areas for them to go to hang out with the people they want to. They don't need to. The dumb thing about this trolling crap, right, is they come in and you get malicious with people, right? For what reason? You just want to search and tear it up? Or do you just want to just sit here and go like, hey, man, we're all friends here. We all can get along. We all are in for a common goal. We want to talk to one another, get to know one another. And that is where we're going to draw all of our strength from anyway. We all know that.
Oh, absolutely. And I want to address one person. No Style Kyle, and I know Cindy addressed it, but No Style Kyle, the subject here is I try to keep it light because we go through horse shit all day, every day. And in the evenings, you got to have a place to go where you don't hear gloom and doom or hopium every 15 seconds. You want to just unwind and become friends, just enjoy. We can't live every life on gloom and doom or what may happen. Only thing we can control right now is how we live today. We can't control tomorrow. We cannot fix yesterday. All we can do is today. And hope like hell we wake up tomorrow to do it again. That is life. That is living.
Amen.
Never dwell on what may or may not come, because
Try and do it right every day. Just saying.
yeah, it's like a new deck of cards every morning. You get a new
Amen.
hand, and if your hand is shitty, you hope you know when the day's over. You hope like hell that tomorrow's hand that they deal with you is going to be a new day.
Yeah.
And then you add up all the cards you've had all week, and by the end of the week, see which one outweighs the other one. If you live on gloom and doom, you'll never enjoy the hands you get. Yes, so if that's what you're looking for, you're in the right place.
Amen. No style, Kyle. Welcome.
Right.
Liz,
Just chill with a friend. Right on, Willie D. And that's exactly what this is all about. You know what I mean? Just chilling with your friends.
All I want is to be left alone by my government.
oh,
Amen.
don't we all?
That's all I want.
Amen, brother.
Hey,
I won't
I'll
tell you.
pay some taxes. I'll do this. I'll do a little bit of that. But when you guys are just throwing shit in my face, I'm done.
And
Yep.
and that's kind of what took me out of the border too. They were tying our hands so bad that anything we do, we could be charged for if it got too rough. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah, yeah. When you do something and the cops come to your house or the sheriff comes to your house, going, "Okay, tell me what happened." They have to wait 2 days to find out if you're going to jail for protecting your own property. No,
That didn't
ain't
happen.
Well, but
What
that's I'm making an example. I'm just trying to make a general example.
Carl says I'm a troll because I live below Mackinac Bridge.
Well, he calls it home.
Yep, exactly. And he's got a nice home there. Just saying.
Yeah, thank you. He has a beautiful tent.
Yeah, gorgeous.
Concerned
I-
Patriot.
He-
Hang
he
on
might
a second.
get- I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Concerned Patriot. Good night. Thank you for showing up. Have a great evening. Try to get you some good rest. We will see you the next rodeo we show up for.
Amen.
Yep. Good night. Stay well, Concerned Patriot. Love you.
Yep. And I'm going to let you two boys run this for a second while I go to the little boys' room.
There you go.
And I'll be right back.
Hey, Crystal. I hope everything's going good with you. And there's something I wanted to address, and now I kind of probably forgot. That ain't cool. And I don't have my other thing here.
Hi, Crystal.
I sat
you.
down. Go ahead.
No, I'm just telling Crystal I love her. You go ahead, Rob.
When we come into these communities and as we grow together, what I was going with on the Border Patrol crap, they want to tie everybody's hands and they want to make you feel like a criminal even if you're doing the right thing. And I got to the point at the tail end of it after Jerry John, I kind of lost it for a while. And then I got stuck. And I had a week and a half to really think. You know what I mean? And about the second day I went back out, I said, you know what? This is nuts. We need to quit. Now we have people following us where we're going. And, you know, we've been securing up everything. We've been running a lot of high-grade rock, putting it up for barriers around properties so that if they did come in, you know what I mean, that they would be going where we were leading them to. You know what I mean? And then we could get them a little easier.
Put them into the cattle chute.
Amen. Amen. That's what I was planning on doing. And we did a lot of things like that. But the next thing you know, right, they're all over us. And they're like, well, you got to be really careful. You got to watch this. You got to watch that. I said, it's almost like they have the right of an American citizen.
Yep.
And the way they do. You know what I mean?
They do
So
under this government.
This would never have happened in the 80s and 90s.
No.
It just wouldn't have.
Or under the T-Man.
No. Well, it was a lot better. It wasn't like what it is now, but
Yeah.
you always had one or two, and that wasn't even no big deal. You know what I mean? You had one or two a week, maybe 3 or 4.
Yep.
You know, it wasn't that big a deal. It was really easy to handle.
Tonight stands alone.
Good night, Stands Alone. Good to see you, and I will definitely read my emails.
Hey,
And
Rob.
you're up there. Yeah.
2 months ago, me and some of my buddies that I like to go practice stuff with gave the Border Patrol a call. We were going to go down there and basically be civilians at the border to turn people away. They told us, don't come. Number one, if you show up here, you're going to be arrested and we're going to seize your weapons. And I'm like, how is that constitutional? They hung up on me. They hung up on me.
Yeah, it's you become the criminal and they become the victim.
And then what you do at that point was what I did at my point. What you do at that point is you say, okay, we're going to go down there. We're going to put my lawyer on a horse, right? My lawyer rode down with me and they couldn't do anything to me because I was within my rights. And I asked them, why do we always have to get a lawyer involved?
Bingo.
You know what I mean? Why? That's exactly what it is. It's the money.
Yep. Remote, you're totally right.
That's the love of money is the root of all evil. This is what runs the world now.
Well, it don't run my world.
No, but all these people that think they're in charge, they're all about that.
That's all they're
Money and
about.
power. And the bad thing is, I don't think it's about the money anymore. I think it's more about the power.
Well,
It has become that, Shane. You're right.
I
it's
think
kind of
that's
like
exactly it.
like that movie Scarface. First you get the money, then you get the power, and then you get addicted to the power.
Yep.
And the
You
dumb
turn
thing
into a
about it,
megalomaniac.
amen. And all of a sudden, whatever you say, right, is law.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You run.
I
the
think
country.
it's a mixture of both money and power.
Oh, that's exactly what it is.
That's been proven throughout history for centuries.
Yeah,
That's right.
Money and power.
You're right, but the one thing about it is, and I think in a lot of ways that's what God tries to direct us away from. You know what I mean? We don't need to be egomaniacs. We don't need to be the money, power hungry person. You know, when I got going down here, I just went and got going down here and did my own thing. But and you're right there, Brenda. You can't have that much power without money.
It's true.
But the thing about it is, and that's again, I'm putting out my religious point of view more than I'm putting out. I struggle with the fact that we're being led by our nose through greedy morons.
Yep.
And they're trying to censor everything we say and do. You know,
They're taking our money out of our pocket to do everything they can against us, but they've silenced us at the same time. It's if that's not war, I don't know what is.
No, that's
exactly
called treason. It's called treason.
Exactly.
Well, it's also called taxation without representation.
Absolutely.
Oh, I can get into that so deep that it'd blow everybody's mind. It would blow everybody's mind. Trust me, I've got books on books. I've even read the 1100 series that is outlawed for the American citizen to read through the IRS. I've read them. That stack, just the 1100 series, is 9 foot tall. If you took page by page and stacked them on each other, it would stack 9 foot tall. And I've gone through not all.
How big the stacks are in D-Dog's house.
D-Dog almost knows what I'm talking about. He has heard
I'm
of
sure
them, but
he
he ain't
would.
got to read them. On the taxes, he hasn't got to read them. I did.
Oh, is that right?
Yep. D-Dog's got his specialty, which is the Constitution, and he is one sharp man about everything he does. And he knows a lot about taxes too. And I have got the privilege, a friend of mine out in Nevada that turned me on to some of this stuff, and he gave me bits and pieces of this crap. And I studied it. It took me days and days and days And I mean, not just a couple hours here and there, 4 to 5 hours every day, sitting there and just reading till my eyes hurt. And I had to read it 2 or 3 times by the time I was done, because some of the crap is just every bit of taxes. If you don't work for the federal government or for Commerce, which works for the federal government, and they call citizen, they say you're a citizen. That is a bullshit lie. You are not a citizen. A citizen, you look at the definition, that a citizen means you work for the federal government. Hello? 90% of the private sector does not. There's only 1% that does. And that's the only ones that have to pay taxes. That has to pay taxes is the ones that work for the government. The private sector should not be taxed for anything but direct tax. There was 3 taxes when it originally established. There was a direct tax, implied tax, and a property tax. And when they say property tax, when it was designed, that was designed for if you had more than 100 slaves. Wait a minute, I ain't got note of that. If you had more than 100 slaves, you had to start paying a property tax for the land and the people you owned. Now, an implied tax means it has to be something that you enjoy to do, like a going on vacation, and you had to pay taxes on a plane flight or, something enjoyable. And then you had a direct tax. And a direct tax is, I understand a direct tax. I'm not going to complain about it. It's what you buy. Anytime you buy something, you pay a little bit of tax at the grocery store, buying clothes. That's a direct tax that helps pay your state so it can stay in business. Implied tax, there's only 2% of the people that actually own, which is capital gains, which is, you invest in the stock market, you make a bunch of money. That's an implied tax. That's an enjoyable money that comes in. But now they put implied tax on people for their homes, and they have to pay it every year. And it is not a privilege when you owe a mortgage to go out and bust your ass all day, every day to pay your mortgage, and you get taxed for it.
That you're paying interest on already.
That bingo. That's what an implied tax is. Then you got interest. There's another hidden. Then you got inflation. There's another hidden one. Every bit of this tax bullshit is a lie. So anyway, I will quit preaching. I just wanted to give you a quick rundown of what taxes really mean. And if people don't understand.
That was a good sermon, Pastor Captain Finger.
Well,
Yeah.
People can go look it up. I'm not going to put out something I don't know. I'll give my opinion on some things I don't know, but taxes, I'm not saying I'm a professional, but I have read a lot about them because I hate paying to somebody that I bust my ass for every day, going out and working, and they sit in their office in the air conditioner I already pay for and take part of my money and didn't have to lift a finger. They didn't have to lift a pen.
Yep.
That pisses me off.
It's robbery.
Big government. So they can soak up your taxes.
Oh, yeah, the bigger the
Small
government,
you don't need that many taxes.
Nope. Yeah,
I can see a time coming ahead here where it's going to be people are going to be going back to states and provinces and kicking the federal government to the curb.
The federal government had 4 jobs to do in this society.
Yeah.
And not a one of them had to do with civilians.
Nope.
Protect the borders, domestic trade, and it was to put tariffs on to keep trade fair. And there was one more, I can't remember, but it had nothing to do. Well, yeah, defense. That's that one. Had nothing to do with the American people or anybody else. Had nothing. But they buffaloed and bullied all these states into their bullshit lie. And we all was complacent, so it's all of our faults. We allowed it to happen. And it's been going on for 70 years now.
And when did me, my father, my grandfather, my grandmother, my mother ever vote on income tax as being a law? You didn't.
That's
Nope.
right.
It's
Nope.
not a law.
Democracy is a lie.
Well, here's the thing. They tried to buffalo y'all and tell everybody that everybody in the United States is a civilian. And you sign your W-2, you sign your 1099, whatever, as a civilian. Are you a civilian? Yes. No, you are not. Look up the definition of civilian. Now, the original definition of civilian, they didn't have one. So I had to go to Congress. Congress put out the original definition in the textbooks as working for the government. Period. Period. That was it. There was no more, no less. That was it. Work for the
Mhm.
government. And just like that little stick with the little sign on the road that tells you how fast you may or may not go, you know who that's for? It ain't for you. It ain't for me. It's for civilians or people driving for commerce or for profit or gain. It is not for the man it is traveling up and down the road. Hey, honey, how are you? Why ain't you in bed? Huh? Why ain't you in bed? You should be asleep. I don't care how low you whisper. I still see you. She whispers real high. And I'm thinking, I don't care how quiet you are. You still
Hi,
should
little
be
one.
in bed.
I watched some shows over on the Foxhole that they have little kids, and it's great. It's great.
Oh, this one's, she speaks half English and half Spanish.
Right
Oh.
on.
And so it is a challenge for me to speak. But granted, I do know enough to not just get me in trouble, but, you know, to keep a dialogue going on.
We need to count our blessings to hear those little ones' little voices and playing and whatnot. Because I got to wonder if down the road a piece here, we're going to really miss that.
Oh, you know, and you're probably right.
Remote, probably. Honestly, with yeah.
With what's going on.
Yeah, she's not happy up there right now. She does not want to go to bed. And she's got a set of pipes on her worse than standing right on the horn of a damn semi when they blow that air horn.
I could tell.
Yeah, they're upstairs. I mean,
she's going to be a singer.
Yeah.
well, she's not singing a very good tune right now.
Well, maybe a metal singer.
Yeah, she's going to be, yeah. She'll be the next Metallica or something.
Yeah.
Son.
Jane,
Yes, sir.
4:00 comes early for me. I'm gonna bounce out.
What the hell are you getting up at 4:00 in the morning for?
I've got 15 things to do, and I got a lot of stuff to line out. And then I've got to get all that barbecue crap going. You know, all the rest of the stuff, get it all ready to get out there.
Right.
But I want to get one thing done in the morning that's really important to me, and it has to do with work. And then
Okay.
after that, then we're gonna come in and celebrate the fact that I'm retired.
Well, I think we should have a party for that, Rob.
We're
And I'm going to head out too. I love you guys, but I got a big day tomorrow too.
Yeah, love you, remote.
Love you all.
Well, Rob,
Nice
thank
meeting you,
you.
Jason.
Remote,
Shane,
thank
love you,
you.
brother.
All right. We'll see
I
you
gotta get
later.
up early too.
Shit, if everybody's going to bail, I might as well shut her down. But thank
Yeah.
you all for showing up. And Rob, I'm sure I'll talk to you tomorrow.
You will.
I know. If I don't call you, you be calling me. So,
Amen.
I'll probably
Hell
see
yeah.
you gents soon anyway.
hey, Rob, do us all a favor.
What's
When
that?
you go in here and crawl in bed, kiss your wife on the cheek. Say, everybody loves you.
No,
Good night.
she. You know what? If I do that, she'll knock me out of the bed.
You better just crawl in silently and be quiet, huh?
Yeah, I better be SSD right there on that one.
Love you all chatting, and thank you all and mods for just being really good folks. We love you.
Night,
Thank
remote.
Good night.
Thank you guys.
All right. We'll see y'all. Hey, y'all have a great one. Love
Yeah,
y'all. Thank you.
thank you, chat, and everybody in the chat. And Cindy, it was really good to see you again, and all the others that I talk to all the time. And Willie D, as always, good night, brother. And I really do want to thank you for everything.
Yeah, I wish Willie D would have popped up here, but I know he's probably got a busy day going.
Well, he's working, so he probably went on a light night, but you just don't know what his night is.
Yeah, he don't know the difference between night and day anymore. He just works all the time.
He's a hardworking man. But anyway, I'm gonna bounce. Hey, thanks, Shane, for having me, and I'll talk to you later.
All right, buddy.
All right, bye-bye.
See you, bud.
Hey, if I ever...
Looks like everybody's going to bounce on me. Jason, I know you think you need to go too, which I don't blame you.
I get up at 5, so.
Yeah, and it's 10:30 there or 9:30.
It's 10:30.
Okay. Yeah, you better get your butt to bed so you can get up.
Yep. You can tell what I do by the color of my shirt, so.
Yeah, you look like a state worker.
And now just construction.
I'm just giving you shit. I know what you did.
All right.
Brew W. Thank you. But okay, yeah, if you get a bounce, man, do what you got to do.
All right.
Do what you got to do, man.
I tried to stay up with you last night for a little bit, but something wasn't working. So.
Yeah, it's all good, man. We'll catch up.
Yeah. All right. Good night.
See you, bud. All right. I will stay on for a few minutes longer. I'm going to drop the link one time. We'll stay on for just a few more minutes. I know most people are fixing to go to bed and going to bed. But I'll do this one quick time. We'll stay on for just a little bit, and then we're probably going to close it up here. So there is the link. I said I didn't want the panel too full because I didn't like people talking over each other, so I wanted to keep it plain and simple. Yeah, and if no one gets up in here within the next 10 minutes, and I'll just go ahead and shut her down. Looks like the numbers are starting to drop, which is fine. A lot of people got to do things tomorrow, and my day don't have to start as early as some, so. Holds the shovel. Willie D. He's talking about Jason. He holds the shovel. Willie D, if you got time, I just dropped the link. If you want to pop up here for a minute. It's 2 above you. 2 chats above you. Hey, there's Camo. Hey, buddy.
What's up, Shane?
How are
We're
you?
only going to be on a minute. That's good because I got 20% of battery. I run out of battery on Bonnie's, and then been trying to charge it ever since, but listening too. So I'm only up to 20%. Won't last long. It eats it up quick when I go on a panel.
Oh, yeah. It'll burn it up in a hurry.
It does. It gets. By the time I saw it last time, it was 15%. I was able to say something. I was down to 8%. By the time I said something, I had about 2 minutes left, and it was gone. It's like gets down to the bottom, man. It goes quick.
Oh, yeah. You get under 20%. Yeah, it just drops off like nothing. Yeah, mine gets 15%. It'll just shut itself off. It goes in that safe mode. Yeah, it'll just shut itself off. All right, Willie.
Yeah,
that's
it shuts itself off. You got to start it all over, and it takes even longer to charge it. Wolverines, Canadian Patriot.
Yep. Somebody's going on.
No, I don't. Canadian. In fact, last week my computer died. All I got right now is this phone, and it's. I ain't putting no more apps on it. It's too old for that.
Yeah, can't handle it anymore.
That's all I need is the phone to die now. I'm lost without that computer, Shane. I don't. Yeah, I can't search nothing. It takes half an hour to type something out, and then spell check screws me there.
Oh, I know it. Yeah, you get hosed all the way around when you have a phone.
I miss the keyboard, man. This thing is made for elfin fingers.
Oh, I'm telling you. Yeah, that little bitty text crap on the phone is for the birds.
Yep.
I even told people that, that have channels and stuff, they want to talk to me. They'll call me and I'll say, hey, and I can't hear my damn phone half the time anyway because it ain't very loud. Some of the phones are really loud. Mine is not. Now I've got everything turned way the hell up, all the way up. Now I'll say just fire up a private and just go private. And then I don't have to hold a damn phone. I don't have to struggle to hear what you're saying. And I can get a clear communication. And then they do, and everything works great.
Well, she's holding at 20%. I thought I'd be down to 15 by now.
Well, hold your breath. It
No,
won't show you 15% until it gets there, and then it's like 15. And then
Yep,
you're like,
yep. Goodbye.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It'll just jump you on your ear and not even tell you. So, yeah, it's it's good to see you up here. I'm glad you did.
Thank you, Keno, for sharing the links. Thank all the mods for sharing links. I'm right here, T-Girl. What do you mean, where's Carl?
Yeah, I think that was right before you showed up.
Oh, she sensed it, huh?
Well, I guess.
Smarty pants. No, I said I was going to come up if I could get this battery charged. It's probably lying to me right now. It's probably not even 20%. It's probably already down to 10.
Probably. Yeah, it'll just shut off on you all at once.
I almost fell asleep. I was laying here all relaxed, and something started scratching on my roof really loud. And so I grabbed the camera here, the phone, and went out and had a possum camping out next to my wood stove pipe.
Wanted a little bit of heat, did it?
Yeah, it looked like it was pretty comfortable, Shane.
Oh, I bet so. If he gets too comfortable, he'll be a roasted possum.
Yeah. He was young, but he was awful clean looking. So he's not a city possum, at least.
Right.
I come back in the tent, and tap the roof to give him a little slide excitement in his life.
Right. Give him a little ride.
And he took that ride, boy. By the time I got back out and around, he was gone. He was a runner. He wasn't going to play no possum.
Yeah. I know that's right. Yeah, we used to raise possums when I was growing up out at the farm. We had a bunch of babies that showed up, and my mom nursed them into health because I guess something happened to them.
Oh, you had the same kind of parents I did. I think we took in everything that had legs.
Oh, my God. We had a hawk that had a 6-foot wingspan. We got it as a chick, and one of its wings was jacked up. We nursed it back to health, and we never did get rid of it. Then we had coons, and we had a German Shepherd. Wouldn't hurt any of them. But he kept them in line, and they all thought he was daddy. But, yeah, it was just like, it was the craziest damn thing. We had, we was like Discovery Channel all in one little place in Oklahoma.
Yeah, we had deer.
Oh,
we
yeah.
had deer, raccoon, and we had some possums without a parent, just like you had. And, oh, geez. Skunk. We had a skunk my mom took in when I was a kid.
Oh, yeah. I had a cousin that used to descent them things. And, yeah, we had them as pets. They're as faithful as a damn cat.
And then I had a cat that would bring me live critters all the time, like rabbits and partridge and all kinds of stuff.
And snakes. Isn't that lovely?
Well, those don't bother me too much, but being the only boy in the family growing up, I had to kill a lot of rattlesnakes in the pastures. That was my job. The girls wanted no part of that.
Oh, yeah. We used to kill them in the pastures up on our back step at the trailer house. Well, I mean, we had some that lived down in little Tamarack, the row we had. just right
you
down
guys
the mouth.
got a variety of snakes down there that we don't have, and most people don't think we got rattlers up here. They're wrong. They're where I grew up out in Lakeville, Michigan. It has the highest population of rattlesnake in Michigan. You get 20 of them in a field in 2 days. You know, there's a lot of them.
You know, that's funny. I used to hear above the Mason-Dixon line, you wouldn't get rattlesnakes, and people weren't scared of them up there because they'd never seen them. Up in Kansas, northern Kansas and stuff. I thought, no, that can't be right. That can't be right. But no,
They got
also,
just different
but
ones.
then I hear all y'all stories going, no, there's rattlesnakes up here. And I'm going, I can believe cottonmouth, water moccasins. But
Well, Jeff Riddle didn't think there was any. I saw him make a comment once that he didn't think there was any rattlesnakes in Michigan. No, he's wrong. You know,
oh, I even, when I was in Oklahoma City there for a while in my house, I had a bunch of rat snakes, little babies come up, and they would get in, and I went in to use the restroom and get rid of some excess fluid one evening. And I went in the bathroom and was doing my thing, and I heard this rattle on the floor. Well, it was a rat snake. Doesn't have no rattlers, and it ain't poisonous. But he was
Right.
shaking his tail, and it was ricocheting off the bottom of the toilet so bad that it scared the bejesus out of me. I jumped back, and so I went to Home Depot the next day, and I said, if you're going to put this down, you got snakes in your house, don't put it outside, put it inside. Because you want to scare them out, not in. So I sprinkled that crap around. I chased off a few, and then they quit coming around, so I was pretty good. But yeah, and I'd been crawling out of that house replumbing the thing for 2 weeks.
Well, even some of the snakes that aren't poisonous or not rattlesnakes, they'll act like them. There's
Yes,
one
they
called
mimic.
a puff adder. A
Yep.
puff adder will act like it's gonna get you, but it's harmless. You know, we've got what they call Misagi rattlesnakes,
Mhm.
and then we got water moccasins. And both of those snakes like the swamps and waterlands. You won't see them too often anywhere else. Down where you are, you got sidewinders and diamondback and all kinds of a dry rattlesnake. You know, they like the dry stuff.
Spreading vipers, you name it. Yeah. Yeah, we got a little bit of everything out here. Now, you don't see many cottonmouths and water moccasins, but you will see them occasionally. And you can always tell when it's a cottonmouth because you can smell them. They have a stench on them of death. You can smell for 30 feet. If you're, if you're down.
That's the weird thing about snakes is all the snakes I've caught, blue racers, gardener
Oh,
snakes, all of them, they really stink. I mean, they make your hands stink.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
there's nothing about them that smells edible, but a rattlesnake ain't like that.
Nope.
You pick up a rattlesnake and it don't smell funky or nothing, and it's the only snake I would eat because it doesn't smell like those others.
Yep.
Rattlesnake's good.
As long as when you kill that rattlesnake, it hasn't bitten itself.
Yeah.
But you got to make sure it hadn't bitten itself yet, which is usually not going to happen too often, unless they do know they're in dire need of. They know they're going to die no matter what, and usually rattlesnakes don't feel that way. Now, diamondback,
They're kind of immune to themselves too. It's like birds are immune to it.
it takes some meat, though, is a problem.
Yep.
And diamondback is a different story. That thing will
You're
not give
supposed to
up.
be able to see that. You're
Yep.
supposed to be able to see the discoloration in the meat.
Yep. And I don't know how to differentiate because I don't. There's only one good snake with me, and that's a dead one. I don't care if it's a garden snake.
But I will kill the rattlesnakes if I'm, especially if it's around kids or animals, or because they'll find a place they won't want to leave. If they
Oh,
feel at all comfortable, they're going to hang out.
Yeah, once they establish, it's a nightmare to get rid of them. That's like a rat snake. Rat snakes are the same way. And now they're not poisonous. But a rat snake, they'll make a home under your home and they will come back there every year, no matter what. no matter if it's drought, rain, shine, snow, they always come back to their home. Mamas, babies, daddies, everything comes back to the home to roost. Just like we go out and work all day and we always come home at night. That's how they are. They will be gone for 3 weeks. Next thing you know, you see a trail of snakes all headed back. They're going to the same damn place. And I knew that once I found out about them. And there was a place, a little house right behind me. And they had a den that had been there for 30 years. And they never got into the house, which is odd because the house is kind of a piece of crap. But they lived under that house, and that's where they go every year. They'd all meet back up under there.
Snakes are kind of weird, man. I used to go to this cottage. It was an abandoned cottage that was on its own little private lake. It was back in the 70s and 80s. It was ideal. You know, you could go. I literally camped out in this little cottage that nobody used since, like, you know, maybe the 50s. And I did it for years until eventually somebody burned the place down, you know. And I went out there once, and all that was really left was the foundation and the well. And I opened up the well cap, and there were 6 blue racers that were 6 foot long in this well pit. And the minute I got the cap off of it, they all just come right up to me and started coiling all over my legs and stuff. And they just clinging to me. You know, I know they're just blue racers, so I wasn't worried about them.
Yeah, they tried to scare you, make it.
No, there was some weird attraction because it was something, either the heat of my body or the fact that, you know, they'd been down there for so long that they're releasing them. You know, they didn't know where else to go to. I was the closest things next to the hole. And I got in the guy's car I was with, and we rode all the way back to town, a good 10 miles or so.
Right.
And I went back to the house I was staying at, which was more like a boarding house. There was like 10 of us living there.
Carl, give me half a second. I got someone in the back room. I normally don't do this.
No, it's all right.
No, I normally don't let people up there. I ain't been through the chat, but I'm going to let you up. But
did he go in chat first?
No, but I'm going to let him up.
Well, you just feel gutsy.
Well, and he's showing his face. I'm going to let him up. What you got, bud?
Yo, what's good?
Well, you know.
Yo, what y'all doing?
We're just having a conversation. Who are you and how are you?
Yo, I'm Sean. I'm good. Chilling.
Okay. Where are you
What's
from?
up, Sean?
Tell your town. What state you from?
From Maryland.
Maryland. All right.
Yeah.
What drags you over to our channel?
I don't know, just scrolling.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Are you username redacted?
Now he goes by Downwind Toast is what I'm seeing on the everything. Oh, he bailed.
There was somebody new called username redacted in the chat. That's what I thought
I
it might
see
have been
that.
him. No, anyways, Shane, these 6 foot long blue racers would cling to me. I took them to town with me, scared the bejeebers out of people because every time I'd put them down, they come right back to me. I mean, they did not want to leave me at all. I had to pry them off of me to release them out in the gravel pits.
You had the scent they liked.
Something was up there, man. It was a trip. I think I was the first living thing they'd seen since they were born or something.
You was the new daddy.
It was funny.
Yeah, you was the new daddy.
I had a lot of weird experiences with snakes. I was sitting up north where I lived for 25 years, sewing, on my machine, and I hear a tap, tap, tap. And I look around, I don't see nothing. My dog heard it too, though. So we're looking around, and I keep doing my thing, and I hear it again, tap, tap, tap. And I finally look at the sliding glass door. I'm on the bottom level.
Right.
And there's a snake with his nose at the glass. He must have seen his reflection, but it was like he was knocking at the door, man. Tap, 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 tap. Tap, 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 tap.
Oh my God. Yeah, I had a story like that once, but it wasn't with the snake. On this one, it was those cars that used to have those little mirrored door protectors along the bottom right against the rocker panel.
Yeah.
A little mirror looking strip. I was sitting in Napa one day and I kept hearing this tink, 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 tink. Tink, 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 tink. This little, I think it was a metal arc or something, was standing on the ground and you see his reflection in that mirror, and he had attacked that bird he was looking at. And it was himself in a mirror reflection. This dumb bird did this for a half hour. And everybody in Napa at that time, because there were about 15 people in there, everybody's standing over at the windows just watching this dumb bird do this. We're thinking, this has got to be, we should have recorded it. That was the funniest thing I've ever seen. This bird just
We didn't all have little video camcorders in our pockets back in the day.
I know that's right, because that was the funniest shit. Yeah, you had to have them old ones that you could record and you had digital upload on it, but it didn't have no tape or nothing. It just had battery.
Yeah. I think it's probably a good thing there wasn't a camera in everybody's pocket when I was a kid.
Oh, I know that's right. I'd have been probably in prison by now.
Or still.
That's probably a better word. Yes, still.
No, one time I walked out that same door that snake knocked on with my dog. She was a pointer.
Right.
And there's a little retainer wall right as you walk out. And sitting on that retainer wall on the top, just sitting there, absolutely looking not worried, was a pheasant. Full-grown pheasant. And I'm like, the dog looked at it, and I looked at it, and it looked at us, and it didn't move. And I reached down, picked that thing up. It didn't even try to get away. I walked it over to the window. Hey, check this out. I set the thing down, and it was following me and my dog around in the backyard for maybe an hour. It didn't know any better. It didn't notice to have fear. Something was wrong with it. Either that or it hit the window, knocked itself senseless.
I've had the same thing happen with a pigeon. I got to looking at it, and it had a government tag around its ankle. But yeah, it flew in on my back porch here in town. It sat on my tailgate of my yellow truck for a while. And it flew over to the back door of the screen door. I had a big screened-in porch I'd built. And it started pecking at the door. So I went and opened the door, and I had the sliding glass doors open into the house. That thing was so bold, he walked into the house, through my screened-in porch, right into the house, jumped up on the computer, turned around, looked at my computer, and shit in my chair.
Hey, that thing might have been a homing pigeon. Did you look for any? For
So
real, though.
I said,
They get lost.
yeah, and I said, now, damn it, why'd you do that? They just looked at me, and I put my hand out, it crawls up my hand. I take it back on the porch, I close the sliding glass doors, walks around out there for a bit, and I opened the back door, and it went out the door, went down the steps, and flew back up and landed on my truck again. And that's where it sat. I'm like,
Oh, see, my dad had homing pigeon.
Yep, that's what I thought, because it did have a government tag on its ankle. But I thought
Yeah,
they
that
was
was a
using them
homing pigeon.
tracking the species.
Sometimes storms and stuff put them off track. They get lost. And, I've read a lot of stories about them being found way off track and stuff. But I don't know a whole lot about them, but my dad had a lot of pigeons. But he passed when I was really young. What I remember was having the pigeon coops to myself growing up. They were like forts to me.
Yeah. No, that's exactly right. Yeah, like I said, I've run into a lot of. We had a female blue heeler that went into heat. We was out the farm, and a red fox decided it was going to come up and it wanted to mate. And we had this tall 4-wheel drive 71 Chevy pickup. It was pretty tall. It had the old tall slender tires on it from original.
Oh, yeah.
And we had put our lady blue heeler in there because that was our farm truck. We didn't bring it to town or nothing. We left it out the farm. We had put her in there because she went with us everywhere we go. It was my little brother's dog. This damn fox bails off in there, plumb over the side of the truck to get to this female. I guess he smelled her from a few minutes away and bails off into this truck. And so now he's, obsessed with this little female. And there was 5 of us kids there, 4 of us kids, and 2 adults. 3 of us kids, 3 kids, 2 adults. No, there was my little sister. She was there occasionally. But anyway, no one could touch this damn dog, this fox. But for some reason, it decided it was going to cozy up to me when the female wasn't around. And me and that fox got along for about 3 months. Every day, he would be there to greet me. Slapping grandmas. Now you're here with a different name. Give me a second. Anyway.
I'm down to 16%, so you might lose me.
Yeah, it won't be long. But anyway, yeah. This fox hung around for 2 or 3 months, and the next thing I know, it disappeared and never seen it again. But it was the friendliest little fox I've ever met, but no one else could touch it. But it come right up to me and thought it was my best friend. I don't know
Somehow I didn't see you as a threat.
Yeah.
I spent 4 or 5 hours one day in a nature sanctuary out in Oxford, Michigan. And I didn't plan on doing this. I went out just to hang out and take a walk. But I sat down to eat a lunch, and I had a bag of Doritos. And I opened that bag of Doritos, leaned against a tree, and within minutes, I seen little heads popping out of a hole, sniffing in the air. And, I sat there and I coaxed them. It took hours and hours, but I hand-fed 4 little fox puppies right out of a den. The whole time the mother doing circles around us all in a nervous manner, But each one of those puppies, it took hours to get them to get that close to me. I'd throw a little piece out and they'd get it and run away. And I did that until they got closer and closer until they finally, one at a time, took one right from my hand. But as soon as they nabbed it, man, they were gone and back in their hole. But that was a time well spent, Shane, because I enjoyed that a lot.
I was up in Red River, New Mexico. I took the kids up there skiing, the young adults, and we had rented this townhouse, big one, and it was right against the mountain. And the deer don't get real big there because there's so many of them.
That's what I hear.
Yeah, they didn't get real big. But we heard all this noise on the back step. And I heard it, and I called the ranger because I seen the deer out there. And I knew, they can get very violent and very mean. And they said, hey, all they're looking for is some kind of treat. He said, go out there with some vanilla wafers. So I told the wife to slip out the front door, run down and grab a box of vanilla wafers. And I sat out there, I guarantee, for several hours, and they would come right up and eat the vanilla wafers right out of your hand. And I'm thinking, that's pretty good. That's better.
I've heard you say you really like those, so you must have really wanted to do that, because I know how you feel about your vanilla wafers. I've heard you say it twice.
Don't get me wrong. I was eating a few in between too. But yeah, they come right up and was eating vanilla wafers, and I'm thinking, this is better than Meals on Wheels, because man, it comes right to your door. It's fresh, it's warm. Shit, I can throw it right on a plate and eat this thing. Because I'm from Oklahoma, we eat deer.
Yep.
Yeah, so when you get them come on your back porch, that's a good day right there. That's just meal waiting at your back door.
That reminds me of me and a buddy about 15 years ago. We went out. We were actually setting up a spot for him on my property, but we would bait the deer. You're only allowed to put so much a day, and I'd usually take a couple buckets of corn or whatever. But we were out there with a couple of bags of corn at a cross section of a power line. So you've got like an X of a trail, goes 4 ways. You can see a long ways. I just started to pour that corn, and here come 2 wild turkeys, not big ones. They didn't have beards or nothing. And those wild turkeys saw, smelled, or heard us pouring that corn and knew what it was and come running like we were feeding farm animals. And it was goofy because I look up and I see two turkeys just running directly at us like, oh boy, it's feeding time. And they get about, they got 10 foot from us and all of a sudden stopped and realized what they were doing and gave us that look like, hey, are you going to eat us? And then, took off. But it was like goofy, man. Why would wild turkeys do that? Unless somebody had been feeding them like that.
Oh yeah, it's one of those deals. They run up to you and look at it. You can eat us? Not yet. You're not fat enough.
It really was funny, man.
Oh yeah, and I keep telling people and they don't believe me, but you want to track deer in? You can feed them sweet mix and all that, which is pretty cool. That works really good. But come October, after your Halloween season, you got all them pumpkins and they're starting to wilt and not look so healthy.
Oh, they love it.
Oh my God. They'll smell that for 10 miles away and they will come running.
Sugar beets, old pumpkins, even old melons or something. It's something, I think when you give them something like that, it's like, hey, this is different. Everybody else gives us corn, but we're going to go here because he's got sugar beet,
Yeah, it's candy to them. It's candy to them and they get addicted the first bite and they cannot stay away. They'll take a gunshot wound before they get away.
Hey, Lily. Yeah, up here, like I said, we had I'm down to 15 now. If it drops fast, I'll just say, hey, I'll see you later. All right.
No, you're good. Do you still got it plugged in?
Yeah. It's just not going
Yeah,
very
burns
fast.
faster than it charges. Correct.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, they had this, you could only bait so much. It was like 10 gallons of bait you could put out a day here in Michigan for a long time. And I didn't even mean to do this, but I found out a loophole because I had this M101 Army trailer. It was like a 3/4 ton trailer with racks all the way around it and stuff. And I just went and filled that full of sugar beet so I could take the buckets of sugar beet and put them out.
Correct.
And I wasn't even thinking about it. A couple weeks into this where I'd go out every day, put a bucket or two out. I didn't even notice until one morning I go out there a little off schedule, and there at that trailer stood about 15 deer helping themselves to their own sugar beets through those racks on the side. And it was I realized, man, I don't even really need to put the bait out because they're already, now they know where they can get it. And they did. Yeah. They ate the sugar beet out of that trailer in angles that I don't even know how they could reach it. Shane, I couldn't reach it. How did they reach it? It was just.
That's it, man. Yeah, them things.
I wasn't breaking no law. I wasn't breaking the law. It wasn't a bait pile.
All right. Well, and here, if you own the property, I can go out and kill them. Don't even have to have a damn license. Anything on the property, our property, I can kill without a license. I don't have to have a fishing permit on our pond.
There's rules like that here in Michigan, but you have to have so much acreage and be farming it, and there's like little rules you got to follow to be able to do that.
Not here. You own the land, it's your land, you can do what the hell you want. They cross onto your land, they're yours. Period.
That sounds handy if you can get them to come to you, but here in Michigan, you wouldn't want to eat the deer in the hot weather. They'll be wormy or.
Oh yeah, and that's the same with some of the fish. Now, freshwater fish not too bad, but if you're feeding them like with a dog feeder floater and an aerator built in, how they do that crap. Yeah, you don't want that because maggots and shit get in the dog food and the fish eat it and they're wormy. So long as you're not above ground or above water feeder down into the water, you're good.
That's where a lot of hunting seasons are when they are that people don't realize why it's in the cold.
Yes, that's like a rabbit. Yeah, you need to kill that after the first freeze.
Man, I try to tell a lot of people this in chats and on panels, Shane, because I hear all these people that want to eat rabbit, if shit gets bad, that's what they're going to go for. Even though, you got to warn them about rabbit starvation for one, because that's real. And then
Yep.
two, like you're saying, they get mangy, nasty in the warm weather.
Yeah,
I
you're
wouldn't-
better off eating a freaking coyote.
pretty much, man. Because
I mean,
I've
if
seen
you're
them,
gonna
man. Their skin will be infested. They look like they're an animal that has mange or something, and
Yep, they'll
they'll
pull
have
their own hair.
worms. Yep.
yeah, I can get bad in a hurry, and people just don't realize that. But the thing you can eat in the middle of summer that you catch is either going to be a freshwater fish that is only eating its own algae in the water, not fed by any means, other than if you're throwing corn off in there, it sinks. That's fine. But anything that's above ground, floating to feed them, don't eat them in the summer. Anything that falls off in that water, you're okay. And then you can eat certain types of birds year round, but you got to be careful because some of them, like turkey, you don't want to eat that in the middle of summer. You don't want to eat. You can eat chicken.
No, and if you really did have to, though, you got to cook that like down to jerky just to be safe, man. You don't want that to
And the
be.
Yeah. The bad thing is about it, when you cook it that hard, a lot of times you lose a lot of the protein factor out of it.
You will. I mean, but still, the alternative in that case could be bad.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So, yeah, if it's that bad, you got to do what you got to do. You're better off eating lizards and horny toads, frog legs. Those are all fine. You're not going to get sick off of them.
Right. And if you did eat rabbit, I mean, you would want to make a stew out of it. All right. If you could, you'd find edible plants and something to add to it, because that's when you would have a nutritious meal. Just a rabbit alone. There's nothing to a rabbit. I tell people about this, it's the SAS, the British Special Forces, Special Air Service. They did this video years and years ago about their training, and they would drop several soldiers on an island, and they would teach them skills before they drop them off, and they would stay there for 2 weeks, and the island was covered with rabbit, so it was easy to catch rabbit and eat that. But the harder way to go was to go fishing and get some fish. You could do that too. Every one of them that would rely on the rabbit would lose several pounds and start to show mental malfunctions. And the ones that lived on the fish off the island would pass the course right away. But the guy would show up in a helicopter and he'd be like, well, we're here to tell you that you're failing the class. You've been, living off a rabbit for 2 weeks and it's killing you. And if you don't change this, you're going to fail the course. So they give them another chance and they leave them there for another 2 weeks. And if they get off that rabbit, they could pass the course, but they fail when they rely only on the easy way.
Yeah, and that's the problem. That's it. Rabbit was an easy prey. Where fish takes a little longer. You do a little bit of fasting till you get enough fish to eat. And then you got to get enough fish, because if you bring it back to camp, everybody's going to want some, even the ones that didn't help get it. And that's where everybody's got to pull together. And I want to tell you, it can be very challenging when you're with some people that don't know what they're doing and don't want to learn. And that's the ones that need to go, because if you don't want to learn in a survival situation, you're nothing but a dragnet dragging you down. You're feeding them, doing all the work, and they're just laying around eating. They'll feel fine because you're just laying around.
I don't mind if they're pretty enough. I don't mind.
Well, and let's say, okay, there's somebody that's not physically able to, but if they'll help prepare the food and cook it while you're out getting more, that's a contribute. that's a good sign because not everybody can go out.
Absolutely. Or just watching the perimeter or whatever the situation would be. Yes, everybody has.
But just
use.
laying in the bunk, sleeping all day, and waiting for the food to show up, that's a lose-lose situation.
Well, you're gonna die. You're gonna
Yep.
die. You can
Pretty
do that. You're just gonna lay there and die.
Pretty much.
I can't believe my phone's lasted this long. I'm down to 13%. Now I'm curious just to see how far it'll go, Shane.
Oh, we're gonna test it till it falls plumb off, then I'll kill it for the night.
Well, Chad, if I just disappear, it's because my battery is going way down. And when it does run all the way out, Shane, I got to literally charge it for 15 minutes before it even gives me 1 or 2% to be able to turn the phone on.
Son.
Yeah, it's 3 years old. It's my first cell phone. I guess I did pretty good. It's not cracked or nothing. It's just the battery is like, it laughs at me when I charge it.
Well, and you could probably get you a new battery. I look on eBay occasionally, and
That's not a bad idea.
yeah, because you can get the batteries for like $9. They're cheap.
If they still make them for this, it's a Samsung. Wasn't a high value phone, you know.
It doesn't
I didn't
matter.
want to.
You'll find it.
I couldn't
Put it in
understand why I could buy a phone for 150 or 650, but the 650 really didn't do a lot more than the $150 one. So I bought the $150 one.
That's it. It's all in. People want bragging rights, man, and people are blinded by bragging rights, and it's a bullshit lie. Buy the $150 one. Battery goes dead in 2 years, 3 years. Buy a $9 battery and put it in there and go like it was new again.
Well, I'm going to try that, Shane. I'm going to try that. It just might be the answer. I'm going to look for that.
I guarantee you put that battery code in there. It's on your battery. You pop it open, get the battery code.
I've had it out. I've had that battery out, not on purpose, but it's fell out of my hands, hit the concrete, and it went in 3 pieces. But
You must have a flip phone.
no, this is a regular, not a flip phone. It's newer than that.
Okay, so you got a Samsung standalone phone. Okay.
And it's straight talk is the deal. You know, I
Oh yeah.
I PayPal them once a month, and I get unlimited internet and all that. And the service, you know, comes and goes. But
Oh yeah. No. Straight Talk is a really nice way to go, and it's a hell of a lot cheaper than I got a plan with Verizon, and I regret having the plan. I'd rather pay the $50 a month for unlimited talk, text, and messaging than pay, for $50, than pay $160 or whatever I freaking pay for this piece of crap. And then I like a dumbass, I had the brand new LG V20, and it wasn't 5 months later, the battery goes to shit on me. It was, like I said, 4 or 5 months old, 6 months old, maybe at the max. And they talked me into getting a new one, and they put me in a Motorola, but it works just like my Android, my LG Android. And so, okay, I was okay with that.
This is an Android. I know it's an Android because I got to use that for certain apps.
Oh, absolutely. And I will not get an iPhone. They are not usually user friendly. And even Verizon that sold iPhones, I was talking to the owner of the people that bought this one out up here in Liberal, 40 miles north of me. And she even says, I will not recommend. I said, what about an iPhone? She says, I won't recommend it for you. She said, do you like the LG? I said, I love LG. It's one of the best phones I ever had. And they said, don't go with an iPhone. They're not user friendly. They're just hard to use. They're complicated. And they only last about a year. So I went back to my Androids, and instead of getting a $149 battery back then, I bought a whole new phone because I was an ignorant bastard. It is what it is. And so instead of paying $149 one time, no, I pay $149 every month. 153, I don't remember what it is. It's
Well,
up
you
to
just if you go to get a new phone, you don't know next time.
Yep. Yep. You know, and it's just one of those deals. We all live and learn. That's what happened.
I actually do know somebody that had the same deal I have, got a new phone, but got talked into a new service,
Yep.
and then
2-year agreement.
then got rid of just got rid of it all to go back to this because they said it was like another $80 a month or something in worse service.
Yep. That's it. And then once you're locked into a contract, they can jack with you all they want. You know what you can do about it? Nothing. But here, when you ain't got no service, you know, you shouldn't have to pay because you ain't got what you're paid for. Oh, no. That's not how it works for them because you didn't read the fine print. Oh, I went through that course yet. So, no, I will not sign that contract. When this one runs out, I will go to Straight Talk or prepay. $50 a month and I'm done. Not this 130, 40, 50, 60 bucks a month. Bull crap. Nope, I'm done. Once this one goes bad, I'm out. I'm going to Straight Talk or I'm going to go to a satellite phone. At least I get my money's worth and I can talk anywhere, anytime.
Yeah, I'd like to get some kind of satellite set up. I'm thinking about that new Starlink. They got a portable Starlink system you can purchase.
Yeah, but shit, isn't that some bitch like $17,000?
No, it's not that much. Not the one I was seeing.
Okay.
Not that I mean, scratch that if it's that much. I don't have the funds for that. I just want to be able to get on the internet wherever I'm at. I'll find a way.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like somebody just said, this has got a hotspot. If I wanted to, I could hotspot off the phone.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I looked at one. You could get internet anywhere from a SATCOM, and you could have this little base that goes with you, and the base that will guarantee anything, anywhere, anytime, no matter what, rain, clouds, in a metal building.
No, that's the old one. I've seen them like that years ago, but I thought the Starlink was supposed to be a lot cheaper system.
And it may be. I just haven't looked in a while because that turned me off for even looking.
Yeah, they used to be a little more complicated than that. You used to have to get your own little briefcase you had to carry around.
Yes. Bingo. Bingo. But now I'm going to go with the SATCOM next. If this one goes to shit and I can't get what I want, I'll go with the SATCOM. And the good thing is, even with Wi-Fi, I can use it for free, so don't use up my. But if I'm going to pay this much money, I might as well have a sat phone because I can get the same damn plan on the sat phone I can this one.
I don't know where I'm going with all that yet. That one is kind of up in the air.
Yep. Now, I don't use mine. Like I said, I got Wi-Fi around here, and this is where I'm at most of the time. So I'm not too worried about that. But yeah, if I ever have to, if power goes out or something, I need to get a hold of somebody. Here's the problem. Anybody that don't have a sat phone or a ham radio, because I can talk to ham radios or CBs on a sat phone. But if you ain't got that or a home line, you know, it's got that 60 hertz in it that goes to the landline, I can't get a hold of you. So it's kind of useless for 90% of America anyway.
Well, last time I went a couple of weeks without power, and I just started charging the phone right off the battery, you know, right off a car battery.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Start the truck, plug it in.
Well, even without starting the truck, just off a battery, you can get a lot of charges.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, I took a military radio truck apart and kept all the bracketry so I can mount 4 separate 12-volt batteries in the front of my truck. It's the same exact truck as mine. They were both Dodges, so it all bolted right in. And I've got an ambulance alternator. It's a 120 amp alternator. It's a monster.
Yep.
and I took a 1978 Chrysler Cordoba alternator bracket, which went to the same 318 block, but it was like a double reinforced bracket compared to even the truck brackets don't even come close to this, Shane. It's ridiculous.
Oh,
And
I know
then-
what you're talking about. Yeah.
And then instead of using battery cables, I used welder cable for all my leads. So I got the largest toggle switch you've ever seen, brother. I got it out of this radio kit out of a shelter half, and the toggle switch, just the switch part alone, is like 3 inches long. When you click it, it goes clank. Anyways, I run that through the firewall, so I've got a complete shut off for all my systems, so I can just completely kill the system with that main power switch.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. I used to have one of them in my RV. I'd drive it out. I'd spin that little deal and it unhook the batteries and wouldn't decharge the batteries for my start engine.
No,
Well,
that's what Dodges always do. They'll drain the batteries because of the grounds. It's what
Yep.
causes that. They rely on the body and the frame for a ground system, and it gets rusty and corroded or whatever, and that drains your battery out.
Yep. And I want to address Cindy. Satellite phones, depending on which plan you get, yes, they can be very pricey. They can get up $250 a month. But you can get just a general plan, and it's cost about what mine costs right now. But the good thing is you can talk anywhere, anytime, where a cell phone you cannot.
And they
And
used
you
to cost a whole lot more. I mean, I don't know where I read that recently too, that somebody was saying that technology used to be big bucks. And I do remember it was $35,000 to have a satellite phone. You know, that's what
Oh,
it
yeah. Yep. It's all changed now, though.
Yeah, technology got better.
And it got a lot smaller and it got a lot more handy. And now they figured out they can't charge a whole lot for air because that's what they're charging you for, airwaves. Air is owned by no one, but they still got
You're
you.
almost as old as I am, but I remember being real little watching Star Trek.
Mhm.
And they had the communicators and then they had the phasers, but Spock had something called a tricorder. You remember the big thing he had?
Yes, I do.
It-
Yes, I
It
do.
did everything and washed the dishes too. Well, these things we have now do more than those did.
Yep.
This cell phone can do more than Spock's tricorder and communicator all combined. You know,
A lot of your cell phones, like your iPhones and your Droids, have more capability than your laptop.
yeah, I mean, technology's come a long ways in our lifetime, Shane.
Yep. Because you can make a cell phone do things that your laptop cannot. And it's just amazing to me. And I don't use it much, my cell phone, other than just making calls. It's there for a
Like a
general purpose.
police scanner. You know, you can download a police scanner app. You know,
Yep.
you can. I saw people, they've got EMF detectors that you can download. They got all kinds of weird things your phone can do.
Get this. You know, you use a metal detector, go out metal detecting.
Yeah,
Did
I
you-
was doing that just the other day.
Yeah. Did you know your phone has a capability, if it's an iPhone or a Droid, has a capability of downloading this app, because I have it. And it will pinpoint where gold, silver, or precious metals may be located. And it's down
All right.
there.
You got my email. Please, if you get a chance, email me that link because I'm going to do it.
I will email that to you because it was the neatest damn thing I ever found. And that thing is going to get you within about a foot of where your metal detector is. And it'll even, if you do the gold spotter on it, which is, it's all free. It's just another download. And
I don't
it
even
will-
need one that's really powerful. Right now I'm digging out a culvert and it's I found the one end of it. All right. And
Okay.
I've dug down under the access far enough to where I should be hitting metal. And I've had to borrow this pinpointer and I dug it out more, and hey, if I could do it on my phone, it would make the process faster.
Oh, absolutely. Because trust me, I had it. I haven't had it on this phone, but my last phone I had it on, and I was doing the same thing as you. You know, any washouts, any dry river basins, and I had my metal detector, and I've got a White's, and it's been rebuilt, and it takes like 9 double A's to power it, and it only lasts about an hour and a half, and you have to replace the batteries.
Yeah.
It's an oldie, but it's a goodie. And I was using it, and I also had my phone, and I had that app on there. And every time my phone would go off, I'd take another step or two, and my damn metal detector will go berserk. I'm thinking, what the hell? So I look at my phone, and I look at it, and it's got damn near the same signal, but my phone sent me a message long before my detector picked it up. Thinking, what the hell? I thought, this is crazy. There's no way this can pick this crap up, but it does. It sets the ground, and the chemical makeup of the ground as it comes up, and it puts off an aura, I guess. And the phone is more sensitive than your metal detector, so it puts it out there. It was crazy.
So about 6 months ago, I was up here on a panel like this, and noticed the picture of me on the panel started glitching out. So I asked everybody else on the panel, could you see that doing that? And everybody's like, no, what's it doing? It was going green, and like horizontal hold was messed up like in an old TV, you know? And I started moving my phone around a little bit and noticed it would quit. And it was the LED light bulb I had on my desk lamp. It was really throwing this phone for loops. It was messing with me bad. I didn't even know it. I've changed that light bulb out to a regular iridescent, and it won't do anything like that, and hasn't messed with my phone in that way in any way since. Those light bulbs, but it's not just the light bulb, it's the phone being that sensitive, you know? Like you're saying, they have some ability.
And get this, 9 times out of 10, somebody is walking around their house talking on their phone, and I'm talking with them, and they start glitching out real bad. And I said, hey, you're glitching a little bit. Can you do me a favor? And they said, what? I said, look up. Are you under a fluorescent light? They look up. Yeah. Get out from under them. They get out from under them, clears right up.
Yeah, I believe it, man. After I saw the one bulb do it, I tested a bunch of others.
Yep. Fluorescent and these new little
light emitting diode, LED lights.
Yep. And any of the ones that have the little white base on them, you know, you screw them in, they have the little white base after you screw them in, and then the bulb, which is basically a 2-year bulb, fluorescent.
Yeah, the straight ones, the twist ones, and the long fluorescent light bulbs all do the same thing.
Yep, you are exactly right.
Well, I'm down to 9% and still here.
Hello.
When I was on Bonnie's and it got this low, I swear it went like 5, 4, 3, 2, gone.
The fishing bobbers that you make, I'll have to look it up. I think I'm fixing about twist off. But yeah, no, I will look at the fishing bobbers that you make.
She's been making them a while.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That's Canadian Patriot, I do believe.
I was talking to her a long time ago. I remember it was a big deal to me in the 70s when I got a hold of my glow-in-the-dark bobbers, and I got one that was, you put a battery in it, Shane, and it would light up. And know the stick bobbers?
Yep.
And then I remember getting them from Kmart, and I got them as a set, a glow-in-the-dark hula popper and a glow-in-the-dark jitterbug.
Oh, yeah.
Night fishing for bass. That was deadly stuff.
I want to tell you, in our little ponds around here, you throw a glow-in-the-dark in there, you're going to catch some of the biggest cats you ever seen in your life. You're going to think,
oh,
did I doodle that or I pull it in on a line? Because that is one big cat. You know,
yeah,
you get 40.
bass love it too, man. You get them bass from deep with those.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I've been there. Yeah, that's like I said, I used to fish quite a bit. I don't anymore.
Yeah, same here, man. I did a lot when I was young, and every now and then I do it at this age. Just like I was obsessed with it as a kid. You know, I think I burned myself out on it.
Well, we just didn't have anything else to do.
Well, I lived on a lake as a kid, and when I first moved on the lake, I got a canoe. So I spent about 3 years going around this big lake, picking lures out of power lines and tree branches and stumps and snorkeling the entire. I had thousands of lures, Shane, because I'd pulled so many out of the lake. You know, people catch a lure on a log or something, they just break the line and forget it and get another lure out.
Right.
And that was a big fishing lake, and it was a gold mine, man. I had buckets of bobbers, dude. I mean, it was ridiculous how much, because I'd even keep the real moldy looking ones that were all well worn and been there for years. But
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. We used to take them and clean them up and redo them.
yeah, put new hooks on them and everything. Yep, new skirts. You could buy skirts for the jigs and all that. I mean, you could restore lures, and some of them were well worth it.
Oh, yeah. When you're getting $35 a jig, yeah.
Well, now I'm thinking back in the 70s. See, that was another thing. When they first started the bottle return in like 75 here in Michigan,
Yep.
I would fill that canoe with bottles and cans and take it to the store almost daily, because nobody was saving their cans and bottles when it first happened. You know, they were still tossing them in the lake, and I made a fortune. And I could make $300-400 a week as a kid doing that. And right to Kmart, Shane, right to that freaking sporting goods section in Kmart where they had 1,000 and more lures. And I was obsessed with it. I think I had a problem with it, man. You know, I had to have them all.
Oh, yeah. I know that's right.
But now I just like Rapalas and stuff. I got some favorite lures, but I'm not a fanatic anymore.
Yeah, for some reason, my phone quit charging.
Brenda, you can never have enough.
Yeah, I got jinxed or something.
What happened?
So I got jinxed or something. Did you hear me? I got jinxed or something.
I know, but what happened?
I don't know. My phone quit charging. I got it plugged in. And so I turned off the power strip, turned it back on, and still nothing. Oh, what the hell's going on?
So now there's a countdown for you too. I'm down. I'm still at 9%, man.
I'm
kinda
down to
holding.
39. Mine hits 15. Mine shuts down.
Right on.
For some reason, I don't want to charge. Got everything plugged in. What the hell?
Shane, I had this wooden lure. It was a leopard frog with wooden jointed legs. So when you pulled it in the water, it kind of like the legs kind of moved like a frog. And it was a hand-me-down. So I got it when I was really young. And I caught a lot of bass on this frog. And then I lost it and I couldn't find it. And I mean, I missed that lure. That lure worked great, right? Well,
Right.
20 some odd years later, I'm looking in a collector's book and there's that lure for thousands of dollars. Exactly the same lure, man. Some of those lures nowadays are worth big bucks.
Oh, I know that's right.
Yeah, if I'd have known, if I'd only have known. It had like little mouse hair, real mouse hair coming out where the hooks were at the end of the legs.
Nice. I think I might have found the problem.
Yeah, you sound kind of funky now. Like you're talking on a can.
Yeah, I'm looking down here at my power strip. Sorry.
No, it's all right.
Yeah, I think I might have found the problem. I'm looking now. Yep, found the problem. Son of a gun.
I hope you find a better place, Canadian. I wish we could all have just one big piece of mountain somewhere and all of us YouTubers just migrate to that mountain. Have a big giant community.
That would be cool.
Yeah, you can dream. It'd probably be a nightmare. There'd probably be all kinds of drama.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
Somehow my little short extension cord come unplugged. Thanks.
That'll do.
Sabotage me.
That'll do it.
Yep. I don't know what the hell how that happened, but it did. I got her figured out though. Ugh. Yeah, I keep a little extension cord beside me, so my cord reaches further.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Yep. So now it's charging. I thought it was charging this whole damn time, and it wasn't.
Ooh, you ought to see my extension cords I made, Shane. I got a hold of some military issue tent wiring boxes, and I took some robotic wiring from I got a buddy of mine got a whole reel of GM robotic line. So it was this really thick black extension cord type material, but super flexible, meant to bend 1,000,000 times, you know.
Right.
And made myself some heavy duty power cords for my set. It's nice to have, man. There's no loss of power from wherever you plug to wherever it goes. It makes a difference.
Oh yeah. The only problem you'll have then is if your breaker can handle the current it's pulling. If you get too much plugged into it, that's only the issue. But yeah, I do the same thing. Yeah, I use number 6 or 4/0, and yeah, I can build a 4-boy box that'll go 250
That's what
feet.
I got, man. I'm gonna have to show you sometime, man. It was made for tents, and it's got the waterproof, like an extra heavy duty outdoor waterproof capped outlets. You know, it's got 4 of them all in the same box, and where the original strange looking 4-prong plug plugged into it, I modified it and put a regular conduit insert into it, and then instead of where that one line was, I put a big glass indicator light that I'd saved for years and years, a big green one, and put a live line light inside of it. So now whenever it's plugged in, I get a indicator light that tells me so, plus the 4 outlets. And it's got this hook on it to where you can hook it on stuff. It's handy, man. It's a nice thing to have.
Oh yeah, I've got a couple of those I built. And matter of fact, I got enough wire to build probably at 250 feet. I probably got enough to do 30 of them.
You know, there's probably a market for those, Shane, because I'm telling you, everybody that's seen mine goes, oh, but actually the parts aren't that easy to find in the military ones. But if you've got the civilian version of that,
I do.
I'm sure
I just don't have the lights in mine, but it's, on most of my cords, I've got that Bumblebee or Yellow Jacket extension cords, just whichever one you want to brand you want to go with. And they have the light where you plug it in, it shows it's on, and you show the other end if it's on. And it shows you if it breaks somewhere in between because the light won't be on the receiving end.
Right. That's nice to know. That way it's like you're removing a process of checking if something's off.
Absolutely. Yep. No, I've got some of them. I've got, like I said, Well, I deal in, I take care of, okay, I'll say it this way, real simple and clean, that I do all the cleanup for Tri-County Electric, which takes care of the 3 counties out here in the Panhandle, Oklahoma. I do all the
Oh, that's how you're getting the scrap.
Oh yeah. And so I get all their copper, all their big ass breakers, all their steel, and I even do demolition for them. So if I have to tear down a substation, they pay me to tear it down and I get the material. And I take home what I want.
What's copper prices like down there? Are they up or down? I mean, I don't hear
right
anybody
now they're a
hooting.
little, right now they're, I think I was getting the other day, I got to take some more in tomorrow. I used to take in about 12 to 1,800 pounds at a time. And I've got to take in a little load tomorrow. It's probably about 600 pounds, but it should be about $2.80 a pound. So I got to run it in tomorrow. And that's on, I got Bear Bright, number 1, number 2 strip copper. And then I've got number 1 insulated, which I normally don't like taking in. I'd rather run it through my machine and strip it.
Were you doing that in 2010?
Yes, I was. I started that in 2008.
Because 2010 was a good year to be a scrapper.
Oh, son of a gun. I'm going to tell you what. That year I made, that first year that I was full engaged with it in 2010, because I'd been 8, 9, worked for somebody else. And he taught me all the ropes. And I opened a scrapyard. And that year alone, and not have to lift a finger after I paid everybody, and I just run the office with the secretary that did most of the work. I just sat in there looking pretty, basically. I made over $200,000 that year.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, didn't do a damn thing. People brought it to me. My guys would strip it down. Bought a few pieces of little equipment. They could strip it. I made good money, and I loved it. And I've been in it. Well, and I got that contract for Tri-County, which is the biggest electric supplier out here in the Panhandle, or the only one, I should say. And me and the guy that come by and visit with me, we become good friends. And I've had the contracts for that. Now I got roll-off sitting on them. They send all their ACSR, which are aluminum wire, which I make 20 cents a pound. You know what? 13, 14.
You know the guideline? You talking about all the guideline they use on the poles and stuff?
Okay, the guideline is called static wire. That ain't
Isn't that aluminum?
No. It's steel. But the shit that goes from pole to pole up there on the high lines, that's called ACSR. It's got
That's the aluminum.
Yeah, it's the aluminum with the steel core. And sometimes it's 27 aluminum, 27 wires wrapped around 9 core or 7 core center. But I make my best money on the 6-in-1 and 7-in-1. It has 6 around the outside or 7 on the outside and then 1 in the middle. That's where I make my best money. And I get that shit on.
Man, that stuff, people underestimate it, man. There was a boiler room smokestack, one of them big ones. And it had a copper ground line that ran all the way up to the top into the ground. And that thing was half off already. And this is a long time ago, like around 80 probably. We pulled the pickup truck up to that and pulled that ground line off of that tower. And it was like $800 cash at the junkyard. It was like, what? Yeah. Are you kidding me? It pretty much weighted down that pickup truck. There was a big line. Don't get me wrong. But that was some of the fastest money I ever seen made right there. That's enough to wake a guy up.
Why do you think I've been doing this for over 10 years now?
I know why.
I got guys that go do it for me. I don't even leave the house. I set this up. It took me 6 years to get the deal. And the old man that was doing it finally got out of shape and bad health. He couldn't do it anymore. I jumped on it and did it for years by myself. Because I got my brother a job at the scrapyard. So that worked out well too. I always got the best prices. But then he got cross with him a little bit and he went to work for me again. And We've been doing this shit now for another. And then we got a FEMA contract because FEMA come down because we had some catastrophes go on. The first company showed up here and is only supposed to be here for 2 years. They've been here for over 20 years. And now we've had all these companies. Now they're slowing down a little bit. So it's my shit's slowing down. So that's hurt a little bit considering what I used to have. But no, I've made my living on scrap iron. And I've made more money in the last 10 years than I made my entire life put together on scrap iron and copper.
T-Girl, I've got 7% left. I don't know why it's lasting so long this time.
Good conversation.
Yeah, scrapping's good money, Shane. I wasn't sure if that's what you were doing, but now I know. Back in the 80s, again, there was a guy I worked for. He did it on a private contract, but he would get like old junkyards and stuff and buy them out. And then we would smash all the cars, flatten them up, put them on flatbed trucks, and they'd ship them down to Ohio. And it was good money for him, you know, but it was also some jinky work. He blew a Fiat up in my face, almost killed me. That was the last day I worked for him.
Ohio, isn't that Gold's? Isn't that called Gold's up there in Ohio?
I think it was, man. It was something like that.
Yep, I know.
A semi truck over to that place. And we were doing it. He had a big loader, and we'd pull them out, and if they were worth anything, he'd keep them. If they weren't, he'd sit there and mash them with the bucket. All right, and then we'd load them up and sandwich them on and chain them down. But the last day I worked for him, Shane, we pulled a Fiat out of that pile. I saw a cross member because you'd have to pull the gas tank. You'd wrap a chain around the gas tank and yank the tank right out of the car before you smash it.
Yep.
We pulled a Fiat out, and I saw a cross member going across the tank. I'm like, hey, we should pull this first. He's like, no, man, I've done this before. Wrap it around the tank. We'll pull it all out together. No, man, I think we ought to pull this cross member. No, I'll do what I'm saying. You know, because he's the boss. And I no longer had that thing hooked, that he yanked it. And of course, the whole car blew up as I was my face was right above that tank, Shane. And it blew me like 30 feet back. I'm landed. I remember seeing the flames rolling off of me. My hair on my face and all in the front of me was gone.
Oh, shit.
And I must have closed my eyes because it didn't get me in my eyeballs.
You must have held your breath.
I know. I knew something was going to happen. I was prepared or something. Anyways, I get up and I'm like checking myself, and he's already yelling at me. He's like, get a shovel, put it out. I'm like, you're on a fucking shovel, you idiot. You put it out. And there's a crowd.
The biggest shovel we have.
Yeah, well, this is right downtown Lake Orion, Michigan, right across from the Kmart, right at Clarkston Road and M24. And hundreds of people saw this, and he was very embarrassed about it. And he was screaming at me, and I told him to shove it, and I walked away. And I remember just walking just a few feet, and a buddy of mine on a motorcycle pulled up. He's passed away now. He's like, what's going on, Carl? I'm like, I'm fucking out of here, man. He says, get on. And that son of a gun had the balls to call me for like 2 weeks trying to get me to go back to work for him. I was mad as hell at him. I already had another job, but he almost killed me, man. And he was older. He was the boss, but he should have listened to me, you know?
Well, yeah, the boots on the ground is what sees the actual what's going on. And some of these guys get in their head that, they're piss ignorant. And I watch for them. And I don't watch because I'm admiring them. I watch because they're going to get me hurt. I don't. And if I just turn around and walk away and say, no, I ain't doing it unless you listen to me. I just finally started saying.
That's where I got, Shane. I got there real quick.
It only takes one.
It's saved my butt since. You know what I mean?
Yep. If you don't want to listen to me and I'm the boots on the ground, you're sitting in a piece of equipment that ain't going to make a shit one way or the other, then if you ain't going to listen to me, if you don't listen to your groundwork, you're the worst equipment operator there is. Sorry.
Actually, I've got stories about that. I just don't have the battery life for it, brother.
Oh, I know that's right. Yeah, and I'm fixing to twist off myself, bud. But man,
Yeah,
every
I got.
weekend, chat.
I'm down. I'm down to 5%. If I pull it now, I won't have to totally restart my phone.
All right. Get off of here. I'm going to shut her down and we'll go to bed and maybe we can do this again tomorrow.
Peace, Shane. Thanks for having me up here.
Not
Good
a
night,
problem.
Chad.
Thanks for coming up. So, chat, love you all. Thank you all for coming in. You've been a blessing. Always is, every night. I'm glad you showed up. I hope this keeps going like it is, and you know, we have good evenings. Like I said, we just talk about a little bit of everything, and we can have all the drama we want. Wake up in the morning, you'll see it. You come over here, shit, let's just relax, kick back. We can go back to drama tomorrow or the next day. So anyway, y'all have a good evening. Love y'all. Thank you all very much. And we will see you soon. And hope like hell everybody comes back. So have a good one. Bye.